Welcome into Sports Time. Brian Brett with you on this Wednesday afternoon. Another rainy afternoon here in the Mid-South, but we've got plenty to talk about. We had another World Series game last night between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. We've got to talk college football, got to talk some NFL. The Grizzlies, they're back in action tonight on the West Coast against the Suns. We're going to talk some college basketball. Kevin Sweeney back with us, which that really tells you that the college basketball season is here. So a ton to get into over these next 3 hours. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well and really looking forward to visiting with Kevin Sweeney and what he has built in the time he has spent with us. We sure do appreciate with him. And I love all the previews today at ESPN.com, the mega basketball preview. David Cobb and CBS, of course, with a lot of stuff, and Kevin with a lot of his site, College Basketball Central and Sports Illustrated. I never did find a college basketball magazine.
Really?
Went to a big chain bookstore in Norman across from the hotel and said, I know there will be one there. Nothing.
Really?
Every car magazine known to mankind they had.
Wow, interesting.
Never found a college basketball magazine.
Wow, well, I hate that. Well, at least ESPN and CBS Sports and Kevin Sweeney, they got you covered. I mean, they let's be honest, Brett, they know more than these magazines know anyway. So.
I like supporting the magazines.
Sure.
When did the magazines go to print?
Yeah, probably pretty early.
August 30th,
I'd say
September 10th.
And that is something, and like I said, I have one at the house. I do need to look because Memphis is one of those teams that would be easy to look at of kind of when did these go to print, because they had a couple of guys that they added late in the portal. So, it's a good question because we know we've seen that with college football. Some of these magazines, they try to get it out really early, and those rosters are not completely set. So, I'm excited. Kevin Sweeney did his ranking every single team in college basketball earlier this season. I'm not jealous of that job. That seems
365,
brutal.
one for every day of the year.
That's exactly right. And so he ranked them all, and good for him. I guess I'm sure. I would love to know what is the team, because there's a fan out there that's team is ranked 320, and they're like, oh man, we really should be 315.
We're 295.
That's exactly right. I love that. And so I would love to know what fan base. Not that I'm going to ask Kevin that at 5 o'clock, but no, we're right around the corner. We know the Tigers, they'll have one more exhibition tomorrow night. I believe we'll have radio or some sort of audio stream for that game. I don't know if it is Memphis broadcast or if it will be an Auburn broadcast, but I know we will have, at least it sounds like we'll have something audio, because there will be no video of that game, that exhibition tomorrow against Auburn. So we're getting really close. We already have the NBA here. It's basketball season, Brett.
Winnable tonight for the Grizzlies, for sure.
Definitely. And this is a team that I think a lot of Grizzly fans have talked about, because you're going to get their, and obviously it depends on, there's some protections on it, I believe, but you have a good opportunity to get the Suns draft pick. So a lot of people have been talking about this Suns team. And so, I think this is a very winnable game. I think anytime you're on the road, especially when you're a team that is crossing into different time zones and you're a road favorite, I think that makes you feel pretty good. Grizzlies currently a 1.5 point favorite on the road. So, excited about this game. It's going to be another late one at 9 o'clock. And I know we talked with DeMichael Cole Monday, and we thought that we would see some Charles Bassey minutes against the Warriors. And unless they got him in late, did not play in that game against the Warriors. So maybe with some more size with the Suns, maybe you see him out there. Obviously, he's been with the team a few more days now, so maybe we see a little bit of him out there giving them some minutes, but should be a fun late night for the Grizzlies.
I'm all prepared for the weekend. I'm caught up on sleep, so I am vowing all 9 innings of the World Series. Okay. And all of the Grizzlies game, all the way to the horn.
All right, I love it. Well, the World Series kind of helped us out last night, not going 18 innings again. So just a regular. It felt really short. I was sitting there and it was like the 8th inning. I was like, holy cow, this game's almost over. Where's the other 6 hours of this game?
With that 18 inning game, we in effect have a 2-2 series tie after 5 games.
That's right. Yeah, I guess that's right.
Think about it.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess that's right. Kinda, but
in innings played.
Sure. No, in innings played, it was certainly crazy. But yeah, only 9 innings last night. Shohei on the mound. He gave up some runs. Kind of struggled at the plate. 0 for 3, I believe, with a walk. But the Blue Jays, I think they've got to be feeling really, really good right now about what they have done so far, and I mean a real chance to go out there and win the World Series.
They have to feel good.
Yeah.
But somewhere in there, you have to be thinking, if the marathon goes our way, we have a dog pile and champagne bath tonight, and Rob Manfred hands this piece of tin over to us.
Yeah, no,
or metal, whatever we called it.
You gotta be feeling awesome about where you're at right
now. The Dodgers can't be thinking we could be closing out tonight, but the Blue Jays could be thinking tonight really should be us ending this thing.
Yeah, no, and so with the win last night,
but they're not.
No, but you guarantee now because you've tied it up that you're going to go back to Toronto, so an opportunity to get back home and maybe
the Dodgers can't win it in front of their home fans.
No,
since '63.
That's right. So that's exactly what it's building up to is that the Dodgers are going to win in Toronto. Yeah. No, I'm excited for tonight, and you're going to see a young guy in Trey Savage who has been good this year when he's since being called up to the Blue Jays against Blake Snell. So kind of a rookie versus a vet tonight on the mound. So it should be a fun one on Fox.
TV ratings in the country of Japan.
Yeah,
they're matching for millions in viewers the United States viewership.
Yeah. I mean that's the Shohei effect,
and of course Canada. And really good U.S. TV numbers.
Yeah, no, it has been really good, and you're right. I don't know what is the time difference between like L.A. and Tokyo. I have no idea.
That's a great question.
Let's see if I can.
That international date line somewhere in there, isn't it?
It's somewhere. I don't know. Let's see.
That is a really good question.
So right now it is okay, so it's not bad. It's 5:07 a.m. right now in Tokyo.
That's pretty bad.
They're plus 14, but you think about it, like it's 3:00 here. So plus 4 hours. Yeah, that's like 9 a.m. So you're eating breakfast and watching Shohei and Yamamoto.
I wouldn't say wheelhouse, but kind of like us feast week, Thanksgiving week, watching the Maui Classic.
You wake up because I know like when they took Major League Baseball over there to play, they did it in Japan and then they did it in Korea. It was like 5 a.m. first pitch our time, and so I was like, "Oh, this is rough." So I didn't know what the time here, but plus 14 hours in Tokyo.
This will, and it should. You've got to go where the buying public, not always, but where it is. This is going to add more.
Yeah.
Japan games.
Yeah, it probably will. I mean, when you have, especially the way that the Dodgers have done it, where they have 3, just absolute Japanese stars. I mean, you talk about the 3 guys that they have on their rosters. Yeah. Those were the, big-time players over there in Japan before they came over to America. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that you have great ratings over there. And, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And I think it'd probably be the smart thing to do. Keep it front-loaded
at the beginning of the year.
Sure, yeah. But, I think would be very smart for Major League Baseball to have more games over there. When you're seeing this type of response from those people over there to have, hey, let's take this team over there, and it's going to sell out, it's going to do big time numbers, so why wouldn't you do it?
I hope what it doesn't inspire, and we've had some references, and I think people being intrigued by it, baseball back to Montreal.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen. I think,
and they're promising now. Well, we get retractable downtown, cozy 37,000 seat stadium. We tried retractable roof in Montreal once, and it wouldn't retract.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a big part of the retractable roof.
Yeah,
it's gotta work.
Close.
Yeah, no, if it doesn't work, it's just a closed roof or an open roof.
And then Sky Dome was revolutionary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it certainly was. But I don't see them going back to Montreal. I expect them to expand at some point. I just don't see Montreal being
Jari Park in Montreal was real bad.
Really?
But you knew it was just to get to the Olympic Stadium after they hosted in '76. I think it was worse.
Really?
I really do.
Wow.
Outdoor at Jerry Park.
Well, yeah.
And I used to love when when the public address announcer would announce Terry Pendleton for the Cardinals. Terry Pendleton. A lot better accent.
Sure,
than mine,
of course, that's great. No, but it's been a good World Series, and I think like you said, I mean the Blue Jays are certainly playing for something, tied 2-2. But I mean the way that offensively they've been doing it has been really, really impressive. Against we talk so much about especially the starters for the Dodgers and the job they've done, especially in the postseason. These bats for the Blue Jays have been really, really good. They were really good last night against Shohei Ohtani. I think there's certainly an argument there of maybe the Dodgers leaving him out there maybe a little too long. I think he was up to about 85, close to 90 pitches.
Do you think it affected him at the plate?
Yeah, I think definitely.
In the night before?
It did, yeah. I mean, I think one of the biggest things was, look, you've got a guy that is playing, as a two-way athlete. He's batting, he's pitching. He's just played 18 innings where he's playing all 18 innings going to the plate, and then he's got to turn around, go up there, and be on the mound. And then his team is also asking him to produce at the plate, and he's very good at doing it. But that takes a lot off of a guy. And so, yeah, it did not surprise me at all that he struggled last night. I actually kind of had some bets on him to struggle a little bit on the mound because he just felt like it was all kind of building to maybe a little bit of a struggle for him.
Across sports, yeah. Prop bets aren't going away.
No, of course not. Of course not. I mean, no. They
can kick and fuss and be mad all they want.
No, it's not going anywhere. And I don't know what you do.
And if I'm the books, I tell them, hey, you got to police your guys.
That's right.
It's not our job to do it. Now, when we see something irregular, we will let people know. We'll be in compliance.
And that's what we've talked about.
But I can't help it. Your guy was on the take.
No, the legalization of sports betting has really helped this a lot because we talked about, I forgot what the stats were, but it was something like, especially with Jonte Porter, it was like 6 hours after the game for the Raptors when they first noticed that there's something going on here. They were alerted and they were starting to look into it because we know these sports books, they're not going to get got. They have eyes everywhere. They're watching this stuff very closely. And so, yeah, it's not the sports book's fault that you've got guys in playing professional sports that are, taking dives on their player props. They're just going to try to police it and see that and alert the people they need to alert.
Brian, even back in the day when it was a lot more clandestine and rudimentary than now, even then, the famous Arizona State Headache Smith, that was his nickname, had that case, I can't remember the exact numbers, but for example purposes, let's say the normal Arizona State Thursday night wager, total on the books, $5,000.
Yeah.
A couple guys go in there and blow the house up with $100,000 in the late 80s, 90s, and it set off fire alarms.
Of course, it's always going to. You see those big figures and that amount, it's going to set off some alarms. And so it's
no different now. They had nobody they could call,
right?
But local guy way back in the past. You've been betting $25 a game, and you call in a $1,000 bet with 4 other $25 bets. What do you know?
Yeah, something's up. That's not normal.
There wasn't anybody he could call and go, "Hey, we got an unusual large amount of bets here."
They can just say, "I guess no." No, I think
and could say that's right, and could say no.
Yeah. So but it's certainly different. It's certainly changed. But I do think the legalization of it all and almost kind of how mainstream it is. It's almost a double-edged sword where it's become so mainstream that I think you're seeing a lot more of it. But at the same time, having this where it's being policed so closely, monitored so closely, I think it's good, and I think it's getting to the point where you're going to be able to know, okay, this guy's doing this, something's going on with these type of players.
High hard one, you ready?
Oh, geez.
Landon, jump in. One word answer, yes or no, your answers. You ready? The whole fixed game on the take, something's goofy. Overrated or underrated? I guess it's not yes or no. Overrated or underrated?
In what sense?
Everybody thinks when they lose something's going on with this game.
Yeah.
And now everything is suspect.
Well, I was about to say, because of this and because of Jonte Porter and kind of what we've seen, not just over the last couple of weeks, but what we've seen over the last year or two, I would probably say overrated, overblown.
Landon, something there or no there?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
You
I don't think so.
I don't know wasn't an option, I don't think, but
I'm going to say I don't think
I'm
so.
going to say it is vastly overdone.
I think so.
Just like in the day and even now with alleged NIL price tags. I've told you before. I knew a big-time booster that would talk about his $50,000 defensive end, and the more he drank, the more the price went up. That's my $75,000. Well, hold it. An hour ago, it was your $50,000 defensive end.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is it?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing with NIL now.
And now with NIL, I think what they're making. I think there's some fibbing going on.
Oh yeah, there absolutely is. I mean,
and there are some that are banking.
Sure, there are, but there are a lot of guys, especially, and you're seeing it with the boosters, and you're seeing it with players too. If they're coming out, this school's offering me, $1.5 million, and it's really just like maybe $1 million.
I think Carson Beck really rang the bell.
Oh yeah,
I think he got everything he wanted.
Yeah, and a lot of times you can kind of tell based on what comes after that.
But every third tight end is not making big money.
No, but when I see headlines of Carson Beck has his Ferrari stolen or whatever, then yeah, you're probably truthful on what you're making. But
I hope that it's not for him. I hope that it's not for Carson Beck. I hope when he's 40, that money means nothing to him. But I bet you when he's 40, he might look back and go, boy, I really need that Ferrari in college. Wish I had some of that back.
He probably will.
I hope it's not.
Yeah,
I hope where that's just so meaningless.
Yeah, I hope not. And
he's got a fleet of
sure,
Rolls Royces.
Yeah, and I think you're starting to see some of these schools where they're trying to make all their players have these finance classes and learn how to manage your money and invest your money.
And get right in the 401k.
Like yeah, that's right. Yeah. See, I'm not an athlete, so I haven't been in these classes, so I don't know what to do and what not to do. But now we've got a busy show this afternoon, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, Coach Tommy West. He's going to join us. We're going to talk a lot of college football with him. We'll recap what happened over the weekend. We'll get his thoughts on kind of what he saw, the game within the game of Memphis going from losing that game against UAB to returning home and beating a ranked team in USF. Really curious his thoughts on kind of what goes into turning it around and winning a game like that. So a lot of college football talk with Coach Tommy West. 3:45, we'll get back into the conversation about the World Series. The Blue Jays, they got the win last night. A 6-2 victory over the Dodgers. That evens the series to a piece. We'll talk about that. We'll preview tonight's game a little bit. 4 o'clock, David Cohn, the co-host of Crane and Company. He'll join us. We'll talk more college football with him. We'll get into all the action. We'll also talk about Brian Kelly, his firing, what that means in terms of the coaching carousel. 4:30, we'll talk some Grizzlies. They're in action tonight on the road against the Phoenix Suns. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Kevin Sweeney from Sports Illustrated and CBB Central. He'll join us. We'll get into the college basketball conversation, a little preseason edition with Kevin Sweeney, get some predictions from him, talk about what we expect kind of overall with the season. We'll certainly get to the Tigers and a lot of teams in this area with Kevin Sweeney at 5 o'clock. 5:30, we'll talk about what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Well, let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. It's the world's biggest spa sale, and it's going on right now at Family Leisure. Spa starting at $29.99, and swim spas now up to 30% off. The floor model specials, they're going on as well, and head out there right now and purchase a brand new cold plunge. Those cold plunges are starting at just $49.99. Also, receive a free umbrella with purchase of select patio furniture sets. It's a perfect time to also go ahead and start thinking about next summer. Purchase that swimming pool. Despite the chilly weather, the rainy weather, go ahead and get out in front. You'll certainly be thanking yourself later for doing it, and you need to do it right now because the pool clearance price pricing. It goes on through the end of October, so only 2 more days to take advantage of that. Buy now and save on that upcoming price increase. Special financing, it's always available, but it's only at Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40.
We are Sports Time. We're with you until 6 o'clock, and we want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests will appear on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. Our producer is Landon Schmidt, who's already failed the first test of the day on a yes or no answer.
Yeah,
He goes,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It wasn't an option. But it really wasn't a yes or no.
Can't bat perfectly all the time, right?
It was an over.
But he will crush it the next 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Maybe. I don't know.
I got my head on right now.
That's right.
We know that. We're still friends, right?
Yes, we are still friends.
But you won.
But yes, I won with my Flyers
Your
winning
Flyers.
last
The
night.
Flyers were victorious.
In a shootout. So it was thrilling.
The
Frozen
fruits of
frenzy.
victory right there.
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
Gotta love it.
Happy to pay it.
He's our producer. He's Brian. I'm Brett. We're Sports Time, and we're always in our Family Leisure studios. In this hour, brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis, the only Lexus dealership in town at 2600 Ridgeway, and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2025 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2025 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it's got to be the World Series. After everyone thought, especially after that 18-inning classic, that the Dodgers, now up 2-1, still at home for 2 more games. They're going to run away with this and win it 4-1. The Blue Jays and Shohei Ohtani's on the mound. So, yeah, really nobody gave them much of a chance. But here come the Blue Jays. A big win for them last night over Shohei Ohtani. Came with 6 runs on 11 hits. And now the Blue Jays have evened this series 2-2. And no matter how this ends, whether it is the rest of the way, the Dodgers win 2 more in a row and they make it look easy, you've got to give this Blue Jays team a ton of credit. In that 18-inning game, they never backed down. They scored 5 runs on 15 hits in that one. You go back further, 4 hits, even though they only scored 1 run. The bats have been alive for this Blue Jays team. You even go back to Friday when they scored 11 runs. The bats have been alive most of the way through the postseason, but certainly against this superstar stacked team with the Dodgers, they're not going anywhere. They're putting up a fight, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. We'll see if they can do it tonight. They've got a young guy in Trey Savage who's been pretty good. I know some of his results look questionable, but I think for a rookie in these big spots has looked the part, but he'll be going up against a veteran in Blake Snell. Should be a really, really good one later tonight on Fox.
Bryant, that's it. I don't know how the rest of it plays out, but the Blue Jays have gotten a lot of respect.
Yep.
And that's not patting anybody on the head.
No.
It's just going up against that mighty budget and team.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And defending champs.
I mean, could be in terms of payroll and superstars on the roster, could be one of the best teams that we've seen in a really, really long time, especially if they go back-to-back to win World Series. The fact that the Blue Jays are putting up this fight, not many people thought, even to this point, that it was going to be like this in the World Series.
That's why it's my top story as well, fresh off that marathon. And everyone counting the Blue Jays out, led by Vladimir Guerrero, and a much-needed quality start by the Beebs. It's 2-2, an unlikely 2-2. How many gave them a real chance to take 1 game, much less 2 games? Now they have a chance to win this series. And they could be up 3-1 and could be trying to win it tonight, but they're not. They're playing Game 5 tonight in Los Angeles. Game 6 Friday night will be in Canada. We know that much. Now let me prove just how ugly of an American I am, or how ignorant I am. Do Canadians celebrate Halloween?
It's a great question, Brett. I don't know. I'm sure they do.
I know Thanksgiving's ours. I know Christmas is everyone's. But is Halloween a worldwide thing or our thing? Or is that just really a dumb question?
Yes, Canadians celebrate Halloween.
Okay, and forgive me for my ignorance.
Brett, I mean, don't apologize.
To our Canadian friends, and there are many with the Grizzlies from Canada.
Right. Yes, Canadians absolutely go trick-or-treating, and it's a very popular tradition similar to the United States. So, yeah, they go.
They can dress up as dumb, ugly American as me Friday night.
That's exactly right.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day. The Grizzlies, they're back in action tonight against the Phoenix Suns. A very winnable game for the Grizzlies on the road after a loss that was pretty lopsided Monday night against the Golden State Warriors. It looked better because the Grizzlies had a big fourth quarter where they scored 33 points against the Warriors, but 131-118 the final score Monday night. What do they do tonight against a 1-3 Suns team? The Suns team that's still battling some injuries, and most people going into the season think they're going to be a team that really struggles throughout the year. A lot of Grizzlies fans will be watching the Suns a lot this year because the Grizzlies could have that first round pick from the Suns in next year's draft. And a lot of people, Brett, believe me, Brett, way too early to start looking at mock drafts and tankathon and all of that stuff.
Never too early.
But people are already doing it, and right now on tankathon, the Grizzlies have 2 lottery picks in the way that so far some of these freshmen have been looking in exhibition games. Maybe not a bad year to have 1 or 2 lottery picks in this draft. So Grizzlies, in terms of this year, I think they have a good opportunity, and we'll see. You know, it's kind of weird over the weekend. Friday night, they get blown out by the Heat, and then Saturday night, they come out and beat the Pacers. The next game, they lose, and I'd say it was pretty much all Warriors. So maybe we get the reverse of that, and we get another thriller of a game from Cedric Coward, this year's rookie. So I think Grizzlies in a good spot tonight.
So you're calling back-to-back rookies of the year the next 2 years.
Brett, look, on October,
that's what I got out of that.
On October 29th, I don't want to claim the 2026-27 Rookie of the Year, but sure, why not?
Oh, it'll account for sure if it is.
That's right.
My not top story, 23 teams in college football, FBS, that's out of 136, with either 0 losses or 1 loss. Mm-hmm. Here are the 0 teams. It's easy to name them. Navy, Georgia Tech, BYU, IU, Indiana, Ohio State, and A&M. That's the 0 loss. I'm not going through the 17 1 losses, but we know Memphis and Ole Miss are among that. A second loss this year, I think, eliminates you. Ole Miss and Memphis, both with 1 loss. A second loss sends them bowling somewhere, but not where they want to go. It's playoffs or bust for both.
No, it absolutely is. That does it for top and not top story of the day. Let's go ahead and get to our first break, and when we return, we're talking college football with Coach Tommy West.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call High-Low Commercial Services. For 15 years, High-Low's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. High-Low's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. High-Low Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe. To NST, it's never just another case. It's your shot at getting life back on track. Real help, real heart. 35 years and still winning. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go online at nstlaw.com.
All 650 acquisition fee K2 SE 195,392 MSRP 24,375. Sorrento SG 405,856 MSRP 34,275. Sold S727 2681 MSRP 24,980. Includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. Dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Must finance through KFA. Offer valid through 11/02/2025.
Hey Mid-South, you're not gonna believe the deals that Jeff Allen's got going on at Gossett Kia South in Mount Moriah.
You got that right, Randy. 2025 Kia K5 LXS, $159 a month. 39 MPG highway. $35.95 due at signing. 24-month lease. 2025 Kia Sorrento, $189 per month. 48-month lease. $49.95 due at signing. 2025 Kia Soul, $209 per month. $35.95 due at signing. 24-month lease. Plus a new 2026 EV9, 72-month financing available and rates as low as 3.49.
Sounds like a plan, Jeff, and they're all equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Showing signs of building out of Midtown. A little bit more here in the last few minutes southbound on 240 at South Parkway. Watching it pick up on the I-40 bridge over towards the West Memphis area. Quite a bit of rain over there on and off this afternoon. It looks like we may have to put up with some rain and rush hour traffic in certain areas. Hey, Zips Car Wash. That's where I go when it's not raining. Get upgraded shine and protection at your local Zips Car Wash. Check them out online at zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some college football. And joining us to do that, Coach Tommy West. He joins us now. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. A lot to talk about. But I'm curious, last week when you joined us, we were talking about the Tigers' loss on the road against UAB and kind of how much that stung for the rest of the season. But then they turn around, they return home, and they beat a nationally ranked team in USF. Now you look up, most of the analysts are putting them as the group of 5 pick for the playoffs. They're back in the AP top 25. It feels like, they've gotten back to where they were before that loss. As a coach, what kind of goes into that week? You just lost a game that most people think you probably should have won, and now you've got a top 25, a big-time opponent coming to your place. What is that week like from a coach's point of view?
Well, it's exciting from coach and player. I mean, it's again they got an opportunity to put themselves in a great position. To me, this is become bigger. As you win and beat good teams, then they get bigger and bigger as you go. And this one certainly will be big.
It will be big if the Tigers can take care of business at Rice. Then the rest of the schedule, a lot of it at home, to East Carolina, and you know how tough Dowdy Ficklen can be. But it's right there in front of them, Coach. It's right there in front of Ole Miss. Everything Ole Miss and Memphis ever wanted going into November is right there on a platter.
Yeah, I think so. Ole Miss, I don't see any way. I just don't. I think their team's really good. Mm-hmm. I don't see them letting up. I don't see the letdown because they can score points. And the quarterback's playing really, really good from wide receiver. I mean, they're just playing really well. And they've got some errors in their defense, but I think their offense covers them up. Mm-hmm. Memphis, man, what a fourth quarter last week when it looked like they were gone. Then they come back.
Yeah.
Yep. And they get bigger. This of course at Rice will be big, and then Tulane. That'll be the one. That'll be the one they got to get.
Coach West, I know a lot of people right now want to talk about the pressure, and the money is unbelievable. I can't believe how casually we talk about it. But we do. We throw around millions and billions, like it's Monopoly. There's always been pressure. There was pressure in 1980. There was pressure in 1960. There's always been pressure to win.
Oh, yeah. I think the difference, I do believe that back, when you had to do it through recruiting, you usually would get 3, maybe 4 to get your own players in there and be playing with your own guys to find out. Now you can get your players in a year. You can replace 60 players. I think North Carolina brought in 70 new players this year. So, the rope's short now. And, man, we got some openings out there already.
And Coach West, I'm sure not asking you to say anything critical of either of these people that I know you respect. One, from what he did in the NFL, and the other one, what a great athlete and player he was. I'm talking about Bill Belichick and Deion Sanders. But for some veteran people of college football, I'm not enjoying it, but I'm going, just not quite as easy as you thought it would be, is it?
No, absolutely not. And I think they're finding that out now. Deion, of course, had a couple of big time guys there. And now that he doesn't have them, it's a little bit different. And I tell you, Coach Belichick, with all the respect that I have for what he did, again, we've talked about his record at New England when Tom Brady left, and now what's going on at North Carolina. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Can he build that thing? But it's not going to be easy because obviously it looks like it's going to be a total rebuild again.
So you're saying give me Tom Brady, give me Teddy Bruschi and Richard Seymour, Ty Law, Gotti kicking, Vinatieri kicking, and I'll take my chances.
Absolutely. I mean, they had it all. They had the offense, defense, and the kicking game, and so But again, go back to Ole Miss. I just think they got it going on, and their schedule is certainly favorable now for them to get through the thing. And what a great deal that would be for them. And then if Memphis also could somehow get into that playoff, that would really be something.
And Coach West, that's a really great take by you because they have a lot in common. Both head coaches in their 6th year, plenty of patience, let them do their thing, and both teams have quarterbacks that if you have a lead, never mind that 2-minute offense, you can get in that 5-minute offense and the ball really never come out of either Lewis's or Trinidad Chambliss's hands.
That's exactly right, and I tell you, I've probably seen more of Ole Miss, and I couldn't be more impressed with their quarterback. I mean, he is really, really good. The other guy, shame the other guy got hurt, but boy, it sort of looks like it worked out great. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to a point that, we could really have a messy situation out at Texas. I thought that that bubble was going to burst. I am really impressed with their football team. Mm-hmm. They've won games that I didn't think they would win, and they've won them in a very convincing way to me, the way they play. They're tough, and they're physical. But what happens now at Texas, which, I thought last week, I told you, I thought Mississippi State would cut them at home and should have. Mm-hmm. But what happens at Texas if Arch doesn't play and the backup comes in and the offense rolls?
You tell us. What would you do?
Think about that mess now.
I go with the hot hand this late in the year.
Absolutely. You have to. And because Arch has not been overly impressive or impressive for that matter. No. And I mean, you stopped Kentucky at the 1-yard line to beat them. You had a great chance to lose at Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. So it really just it hasn't been easy, and with a great defense. And now if he doesn't play and the new guy comes in there and lights it up, I don't think there's any doubt what you got to do.
Yeah, that would be a messy situation. But
what a mess!
Oh man, no kidding.
2025, Coach.
I guess that's right.
Hey, quarterback and team that was picked by about everybody as number one in the country going in.
And that youngster is Matthew Caldwell from Auburn, Alabama.
Oh, wow.
Was last year at Troy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
I didn't know that either.
Wow. Well, it'll be really, really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it sure will.
And compared to Arch, I would imagine his recruiting, instead of 25 shoeboxes of letters, he may have had half of one.
Well, it's really a pretty good story, though.
It is.
I hope he can come in and do well.
Like Trinidad Chambliss.
That's exactly right.
Now, Coach, I did say at SEC Media Days, Bryant can back me up on this. Mm-hmm. Every year we have one name emerge at quarterback in the SEC that all us wise guys at Media Days don't even know who they are.
Yeah. Well, he certainly is the one. without question. And we talked last week. I said I wasn't impressed with Auburn's quarterback, and he probably saved his job by sitting his quarterback down and putting the other guy in.
He probably definitely did. You talked about Ole Miss. They got the win over Oklahoma. You look up at this Oklahoma team, they've now lost 2 of their last 3 games against Ole Miss and Texas, and it's not going to get easy down the stretch. This weekend at Tennessee, then at Alabama, home against Missouri. All 3 of those teams in the top 25, and then you end the season against LSU. What have you seen from this Oklahoma team, and what do you think these last 4 games look like for them?
Really good. I don't think they match up well against Tennessee at all. I think Tennessee's offense, they're really good on defense. They're better when you can bunch them up. When you spread them out, I think Tennessee can score on them. I worry a little bit about Tennessee's defense. I don't know where it's gone, but I have not been impressed with Oklahoma's quarterback. I know early in the year they talked about how good he was, but I guess since he's come back from the injury, has not overly impressed me. I think Tennessee can get the win here. They got a tough road now. Oklahoma's capable of losing 3 or 4 of these last games.
They sure are. And if he did that, I think it would get noisy on him, just like it has on a lot of people. And Coach West, question. Everything that's gone down at LSU, nobody could have imagined this nightmare.
No. I really thought. Of course, we didn't know that Clemson wasn't very good to start the year, but LSU. I had lunch with some people today, and they were asking me about which jobs, and I said, "Let me tell you something. LSU is a fabulous job," and I said, "Just go back. I mean, the last 3 coaches they've had all won national championships prior to this. I mean, and from a recruiting standpoint, it's just a good job. And for some reason, because they got players." But for some reason, they're not playing like we talked about Penn State. LSU is not playing up to their potential right now.
Coach, I'm so with you. The open jobs, I think LSU 1, Florida 2, Penn State 3, and LSU, I think, light years ahead of everybody. I've said for a long time, the recruiting budget, I know they're going to spend on everything, and now they got to spend on NIL, but the recruiting budget is a tank of gas. You can do it with 1 tank of gas, get all the players you want. And if the NCAA imposed a rule that you could only sign players south of I-10, they would be fine.
That ain't no question. I've said for years that, you can go into Florida and get players. It is hard to go into Louisiana and get a player out of there that LSU wants. They can put, in those little towns down there, their people can put so much pressure on kids and their families to stay there. It's incredible.
Yeah,
they can put pressure, and they can put greenbacks in their pockets as well.
It's
legal.
It's legal now. They were NIL before the NIL.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly right. That is.
But Penn State. Now I go back. See, I would put LSU, Penn State, then Florida.
Okay.
Just because Penn State. From recruiting that area back when I was at Clemson, we went up in the Northeast. They don't compete with either. I mean, Rutgers, Pitt, and Maryland are the 3 teams and they're going to beat all those guys every time. And they get it. That's another place where it's hard to get them out of there because they grow up in-state fans. And I just think that it's a big. And with the population, there's tons of players up in that area. So. I think that's a really, really good job, too. Florida, I would have said probably number 2 10 years ago. But like you said now, because then it used to be if you're the university of, you're going to get the majority of the players. But now it's about what can you pay. Florida State can play. Miami can pay. So everybody's getting played. Well, we talked about it. You said it last week, Stats. It's everybody's getting players now. Just because you're the University of Florida doesn't mean you're going to beat people in recruiting anymore.
Coach, have you heard the story that I've heard making the rounds, that one thing that has really helped Vanderbilt is Mark Cuban has a child in school there.
What?
And he's really giving to them, and he's also giving to his alma mater, Indiana.
Whoa.
Heck, he's bankrolling this new college football playoff bracket.
That?
I tell you what I heard now. I don't know. You may know more than I do about this, but I heard from a pretty reliable source that Vandy has got $25 million invested in this team.
Well, that talks.
Wow. Yeah.
And who can believe that now? But that just shows you, same old thing I said when I left Memphis. If you don't put anything in it, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it. The more you put in it, the more you're going to get out of it. And it's just proof. And again,
we remember when Vanderbilt didn't have 25 cents into football.
No. Well, they couldn't hardly get 25 people there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They just didn't. But football wasn't important. Way back in the day it was there. But, in the 80s, 90s, football wasn't their deal.
Yeah.
Now that, Diego has lit them up.
He sure has.
But if they put $25 million in it, then there you go. That's why they got some really good players.
Yeah, things have certainly changed around college athletics. But, Coach, as always, thanks so much for joining us. We'll do it again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach West.
Coach Tommy West joining us to talk a lot of college football. But I did not know that. How about old Mark Cuban?
Yeah, he's everywhere.
And now I guess bankrolling 2 teams that are currently in the top 10.
And all I want him to do is get our prescription drug prices down.
That's right. But hey, I guess he's got bigger fish to fry with college football.
And he is on a tear on that. When he sets his mind to it.
Oh yeah, no, that is one thing about love him or hate him. When he puts his mind to something, he's going to go.
He put his mind to making the Mavericks.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
No, he absolutely did. But we need to get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit about the World Series, recap what happened last night, start previewing tonight's Game 5. That's next on Sports Time.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
On big game days, you want big game food, flavor, and fun. So on big game days and every day in between, you want Salt Sports Bar and Bistro. Salt has it all. Great happy hour food, great cocktails, and great games on 21 HD TV screens. You can also enjoy your favorite match on the patio with cigars and sports in the open air. Open for lunch and dinner from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road. Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, where great food meets the big game.
At Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly served families across the Mid-South since 1958. Still family owned and operated, we're built on tradition, trust, and old-fashioned service you can count on. And now to celebrate 68 years of service, we're offering a heating tune-up for just $68. Keep your home safe, efficient, and ready for the cold months ahead. Looking to upgrade? Right now, get up to $2,000 in instant carrier cool cash rebates, plus 60 months no interest financing on select carrier systems. That means comfort and savings today and peace of mind for years to come. But that's not all. Upgrade today and take advantage of $500 off a tankless water heater or a whole home generator installation. Even more ways to protect your home and your family. Don't wait. These special offers won't last. Call 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com today and turn to the experts with Choates and let our family serve your family.
Something's always happening over at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, and I've got him on the line, Marty McNate. Hey, Marty, what's happening over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown?
Deals you can't pass up, Randy, like 2025 Taos S, $219 a month.
Taos S, $219 a month. What else you got, McNate?
What about a 2025 Jetta S? We got it, $228 a month.
$228 a month for Jetta S? That is awesome. And that Atlas deal you were telling me about?
Randy, I've got a 2026 Atlas SE, $299 a month.
I'm picking up what you're putting down over there. Hey, McNate, tell them what to do.
Come see me, Marty McNate, at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
All 36 monthly, 7,500 miles, 25 cents excess mileage. Taos SMO 58885, MSRP 27011. Get a TM 005137, MSRP 25820. Atlas TC 515398, MSRP 41841. Includes all rebates and incentives. 895 PF excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Must finance through Volkswagen Financial Services. Valid through 10/31/25.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Well, we talked a little bit about the World Series in our first segment, but Game 5 tonight between Toronto and LA. Last night, it was all Blue Jays, a 6-2 victory. They scored a pair of runs. They actually trailed early. Dodgers got on the board in the bottom of the second. Blue Jays respond in the third with 2 runs. They score 4 in the seventh to put the Dodgers away. Shane Bieber receives the win. Shohei Ohtani, he takes the loss, his first postseason loss this year. He ended up...
He'll be okay.
Oh, he'll be fine. He ends up giving up 4 earned runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He goes 0 for 3 at the plate. Did have a walk, 2 strikeouts for him. And we'll see what he does tonight back out there after his pitching performance.
If you're the Blue Jays, are you going to get to Snell twice? You're going to rough him up like they did last Friday night?
Probably not. I don't, with Blake Snell, I just never know. Sometimes he goes out there and he looks electric. A lot of times, especially as of late, he has looked very mediocre. And so what Blake Snell are we going to get tonight? And what does that leash look like for him from the Dodgers? If he goes out there and kind of gives up
both sides,
hits,
staffs have been really pressed.
No, they absolutely have. And so,
18 innings has to be taking something out of everybody.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that's the thing I heard. I think it was John earlier talking about, and I know it's been a conversation around this game last night. Did you leave Shohei out there maybe a little too long? But at the end of the day, you really needed him to go about 6 or 7 innings for you because you used everybody the night before in 18 innings. Yeah, and so in Biebs, he gave you enough, and you were able to kind of use what he did to kind of get to that to the bullpen and have some confidence there, where you didn't feel like you were as pressed as the Dodgers were in that deficit, where you have to go to the bullpen and you're really short leash on some of these guys. So yeah, I'm curious to see how these two teams play and how those bullpens look tonight.
Toronto take this one. They won't even need the charter to get back home, will they?
No,
they just fly back home naturally, don't they?
It'll be an all-out.
And I don't know if y'all are aware, we did our World Series picks, and I was the only person that picked Toronto. Yeah. And there's a special clause.
Is there?
In all? Oh, yes. It's always been there in World Series picks that if the other two, that would be you and Landon, both pick L.A., the other team, the one that stood alone, that's an extra 10 picks correct.
Wow.
So I would win the World Series.
Interesting. Where did 10 come from? Just a round number? I don't know.
Very, very special language. Okay. Y'all knew about it.
Of course.
Buyer beware. Y'all signed off.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's those terms and conditions that you don't read. You just
I skipped those.
You clicked and should have read.
That's exactly right. So yeah, I mean, sure. If that's what you
I will hang a banner.
I was about to say it seems very similar to my claimed golf picks banner. I don't know. It sounds very similar to that.
Still Rookie of the Year over here.
And Rookie of the Year in baseball picks.
When does that play out?
I don't know.
I got another year, I think.
It's like Grizzly's birthday, isn't it?
That's right. Well,
it's whenever.
With Landon, I never remember when he joined with us. And so, there have been times where especially when we got into the football season, I was like, well, you don't remember any of these guests because you weren't here last year. He was like, I was here last year. I'm like, oh, I completely forgot. My timeline's all messed up. So I think we're getting very close.
No, we're about at the date from last year, aren't we, Landon, for you?
I don't remember. I know it's in November, I think.
Okay. So, yeah. So
I think. I
would
don't know.
say by December.
Right. It's weird. I can remember most everybody and their names that's ever been through here.
Yeah.
But with you, it feels like you've been here as long as I've been here.
Yeah.
And there's just no way that's right.
It's like I'm the ghost of Christmas past. I've just like always been here. I've always been around, even though I wasn't.
It feels like you really have been here since about 2002.
Yeah, no, Brett, it feels like it sometimes. Whether that's fortunate or unfortunately, I don't really know. But it feels like I've been here forever. But no, I haven't.
Really, really odd.
No, it is strange. But yeah, I can never keep straight on when people got here.
2 different places today in the Muzak at 2 different places, 2 different times of the day. You know what was playing?
Thriller.
You got it.
Wow, we're there. Halloween tomorrow. No, Friday. So 2 more days.
But we're into the Halloween
Still
season.
Wednesday.
Yeah, no, it's I don't. Again, like I can't keep up with when people got here. I can't keep up with the day. I don't know.
And on the movie channels, 254 on DirecTV,
just wall to wall.
Just wall to wall. Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie.
Yeah. I was getting my haircut this morning, and I don't know what channel they had it on, but Casper was playing. I think it was like FX or something like that.
Not scary.
Not scary. No. He's the friendly ghost. So,
and also the time of year. So I see Big Zeke coming down the hallway today, and he's dressed for the time of the year.
Of course.
And I went, "Oh, you wore the same scary costume as last year." He says, "There's one in every crowd."
Well, that's you. You're that one in the crowd.
You can always break that joke off. Oh, you got last year's costume on.
I think costume day up here is tomorrow.
It is.
I think a lot of people.
I'm going to wear this frightening outfit I have on.
I think I'm going to dress up Friday. I don't think I'm going to dress up tomorrow.
So you'll remember a year ago. See if you do remember. It was when I went toward Northwest Arkansas early, and I went to Gaston's, no relation to our Greg. White River Fishing Resort. And stayed there Wednesday and Thursday night, and then eased into Fayetteville on Friday. And that was the night before and the night of Halloween. And I'm not saying I'm the scary type, but I'm at this pretty isolated place. And it was kind of blustery, this time of year, wind, weather kind of crummy like this. I got to look at the window time or two.
Hey, it happens, Brett. I'll say this. I'm very superstitious. Certainly this time of year, if I see a black cat, I'm going the other direction. I don't know. Everything seems a little heightened around Halloween. But yeah, it's that time of year, and then we'll get past it. It'll be Thanksgiving, eating season, Christmas.
Speaking of scary, the governor of Louisiana spoke.
Oh my gosh, Brett. Yeah, we got to talk about that. And we'll certainly talk about it in our next segment with David Cohn. But this coming out just about 30 minutes ago. We saw it right before talking to Coach Tommy West on 3, reporting that Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry says LSU Athletic Director Scott Woodward will not be hiring the next head coach. Woodward was responsible for hiring Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M and Brian Kelly at LSU. So yeah, the governor's saying, athletic director, he's not making the decision. We're going to have someone else make that decision.
I like Scott a lot, and I'm not running down anybody that's ever worked in these jobs, but he kind of started in the ticket office. A lot of people get their start. I mean, is he back running the ticket? Oh, and what's he doing?
I mean, if you're the athletic director and you're not making the head
not hiring
coach,
football coach at LSU, what are you doing?
Yeah, honestly. So this is going to be really weird, I feel, in this coaching search at LSU. But let's get to a break, and we'll talk about it a lot with David Cohn, the co-host of Crane and Company. He joins us next on Sports Time.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Fun, exciting, friendly, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs. 24 taps for all your beers, including $3 domestic and $5 craft pints on Mondays. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 happy hour. Music bingo Tuesdays. Daily specials and online ordering. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Highway 70. Check Facebook for daily specials and weekend music at the Owner's Box.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
If you're thinking of selling your home, think of me, Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf, because I've got the tools. No, I can't fix anything around the house. Heck, I never even finished my shoe shine kit in high school shop. And if you play golf with me, you'll see why I'm known as the worst golfer in town. And they call me Mr. 3-Putt or Sheldon the Shank. But I have all the tools to get your home sold. I have a highly successful strategic marketing program that can mean the difference in what you make and when. And I'm part of a nationwide relocation network that provides many more transferred buyers coming into our market. Always interview 2 to 3 brokers. Make sure you include me, the bald, bad golfer who people say when you want the job done, call Sheldon. Reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's right, my website says it all. memphisrelocate.com, or anytime call me at 483-0546.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Five-Ash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
It's time to get your new ride, and Gossett Hyundai South is the place to get your Hyundai on. Come check out our new showroom with less wait for service and get great deals like 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE, fresh edgy design, 41 MPG Highway, $287.56 a month. How about 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE SUV, comfort, safety, and tech, $323.95 a month, and 3-row SUV Santa Fe SE, $348.83 a month. 29 MPG Highway, or get 1.99 for 60 months available. And they all come with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Hyundai South, 2660 Mount Moriah, or online HyundaiMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Elantra SU 053407, MSRP 24430, Tucson TH 629951, MSRP 31760, Santa Fe TH 153662, MSRP 37280, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Must finance through HMA. Not all customers will qualify.
Sports 56 Traffic.
Afternoon is starting to get busy now on all the major outbound routes. Despite a couple of EMS calls in the last few minutes, traffic's building right on schedule through Midtown over here, especially on 240 South and South Parkway. Further south you go. Memphis, you may have to put up with some showers down through there on sections of 55 during rush hour traffic, so give yourself extra time. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry is your full service family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Check them out at 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers, Ford, and Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
When you hear the sound of coming, it used to mean something when the boys came running and you knew they was American made. Said it used to mean something when the boys came running and you knew they was American made. Hey, we work hard for the weekend whiskey, built a little different in Dixie. Saturday football game with some hair with a dog that bit me. Keep our word when we shake hands, be on time. on, we make plans. But the times are tough, but there's enough. We thank the Lord every day, man. Have some pride when we see it stamped USA. Brother, I'm American made.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Brian Brett with you, and that's the music of our next guest, David Cone. You can find him wherever you get your music.
Should be the new open to Game Day.
It should be. I mean, it would be really good. David, he joins us every week to talk college football. Thanks so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about that one, American Made.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me and for playing that track over your famous airwaves and for the compliment of thinking that that should be the type of song that opens game day. Selfishly, I agree. But yeah, I wanted to write a song. My grandfather fought in World War II, and I was just old enough to remember him and spending some time with him. And so that opening verse there, of, a grandfather telling his grandson that it used to really mean something when those boys came running and you knew they were American made. That was kind of the origins of that. And not the type of song necessarily I would have written at 23, 24, or 25, but, the more and more that I see there's a faction of our society that just really expresses an anti-American sentiment. I don't know what better way to say it. The more I've realized I need to write a song like that. So I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
We do, and we have. And, David, it is really well done. And I'm serious. I think Game Day needs a strong self-scout and maybe remodel, retooling.
Yeah, I do as well. And, look, I will say this. The last couple of weeks, with Nick Saban being on the show, I think that if you're talking about College Game Day specifically on ESPN, that they are going in a better direction than the last couple of years. When David Pollack, by the way, who is on Crane and Company today, making his Week 10 predictions with us. After David Pollack was fired, I sort of tuned that show off. I will say the addition of Coach Saban is very strong, but yeah, look, anytime they want to play American Made on there and get back to a more patriotic sentiment on that show, tell them my phone is always on.
David, do you think there's any price out there, any job, any opening, any price for Coach Nick Saban to return? And that would mean next year, during the 26th season, he would have his 75th birthday in season.
I don't know the answer to that question because he's the only one that knows the answer to that question, and maybe Miss Terry. So there's two people on the planet. I've seen this scenario of if you're LSU, just call Coach Saban and say, look, 3 years, $25 million each year, $75 million total. Let's run it back one more time. You always talk about how much you love Baton Rouge, and let's get another crack at this thing. I just at what point would he even need any more money? Doesn't he own every car dealership in the South at this point? and so it seems like he's having a lot of fun doing what he's doing. Honestly, I think if he wanted to keep coaching, he would still be coaching and still be the highest paid coach. But then again, I can't say that, man. If they paid him $25 million a year or $30 million a year for a couple more seasons just to get another championship under his belt, that might be something that's enticing.
And the news broke while we were visiting with you on these airwaves that he was stepping away, that he was going to retire. It was on a Wednesday, and the news broke. And I didn't even think we would ever even entertain the idea about it. But all the things that were aggravating and frustrating to him, including I know for a fact, 3 players in the national semifinals at the Rose Bowl before the Michigan game said, we got to have more or we don't play. All those things are still there that he got aggravated by.
Yeah, that's right, man. You guys are the ones who broke the news to me when I was on here a couple years ago that Nick Saban was retiring. Yeah, and everything that you're talking about, which it seems like those are some reasons that Nick Saban stepped away from the game, even though I think he had a couple more really solid years ahead of him. Those problems have only gotten worse. Well, I say problems. I better rephrase. That aspect to the game has only gone further in that direction. And certainly Coach Saban has been more and more vocal since he's been on television about some of these issues that he sees in the college game. Honestly, I still think he would be better served, as great as he is on television, I think he would be better served if he were in some sort of commissioner is the word that gets used a lot, like a commissioner role. But, even like this co-chair, which President Trump sort of appointed him at to sort of problem solve for the sport. I think he would be very good at that. So I don't know. Let's see what happens in the next few weeks as more and more of these jobs start to open up, and certainly someone's going to try and give him a call.
Speaking of the president, he was invoked at this Governor Jeff Landry presser today. He said, when asked if Scott Woodward would hire the next coach, he said, quote, "No, I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next head coach. I'd let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it." End of quote.
Wow. So who do you guys think Donald Trump would hire in that scenario?
His good buddy Ed Orgeron.
Who also said he wants to coach again.
As I told people back when LSU, with their 16-0 national championship team, or was it 15? Anyway, Burrow's year, 15-0, when they went to the White House, and Ed Orgeron and Donald Trump alone together in the Situation Room, nothing to fear but fear itself.
No doubt, man. That's golly, what I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Yeah,
but,
don't touch that button. No, don't touch that one.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what kind of surprised me so much here with Brian Kelly's firing this week. I mean, let's just add a little perspective here. 2019, like you're talking about, LSU goes 15-0 with Ed Orgeron, one of the best teams in college football history, back-to-back losing seasons after that. Somehow they find a way to hire the winningest coach in Notre Dame football history away from South Bend, comes to Baton Rouge, beats Nick Saban in year one, not just beats Alabama, but goes for the 2-point conversion to beat him, right? I mean, that was like a welcoming party right there. LSU wins the West that year, goes to the SEC championship game, loses to Georgia, but things are looking bright. The one negative side, he had a Heisman Trophy winner along the way. The one knock was, well, he can't win the opening games. And then what happens this year? He goes on the road and beats a Clemson team that was pretty much top 3 in everyone's preseason polls. Now LSU sits here at 5-3, and they fired Brian Kelly. And we had Matt Moscone on our show at Crane & Company this week. I would encourage everyone to go watch that interview to hear the behind-the-scenes of Brian Kelly's firing, and also, who would be a logical next fit at LSU. But a wild, wild turn of events when you just have a little bit of historical perspective there. And since then, everyone's come out of the woodwork and said, well, I hate Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's the worst guy in the world. And you've had some people come out and defend Brian Kelly. Look, I don't know, but, with a $50 million buyout, similar to what his buddy or his predecessor Ed Orgeron said, I guess just tell me which door to walk through.
Yeah, and you lay it all out. What a timeline. And that 2-point conversion, Mason Taylor catches it right at the pylon, and Mason Taylor's dad, Jason, was the Hall of Famer, was on the Dolphins, and he didn't get along well with Coach Saban in the Dolphin years.
Yeah, that's even more historical perspective there. Obviously, I grew up loving watching Jason Taylor play as a young Miami Dolphins fan. I didn't know so much about the animosity with Coach Saban, but yeah, a wild turn of events, and then you get into all these conversations. I mean, it was just a week ago you were asking me what's a better job, Penn State or Florida. Now we got a whole new debate to talk about, which is LSU or Florida, and don't miss our episode with David Pollack tomorrow on that very topic, because that really got interesting when you start breaking down not just the type of job that LSU and Florida and Penn State, like what they are right this second, but what could those jobs be in the next 3, 5, 7 years, given the change in landscape with name, image, and likeness money. Right? I mean, some of those traditional old-school blue blood programs could get passed by other schools who, say, have some deeper pockets or some deeper oil money. I mean, Texas Tech coming on strong in the scene. So it's a very interesting time for college football.
All right, so the Louisiana governor says that the AD is not going to make the coaching hire. Let's say in an alternate universe, maybe this universe, I don't know, he says David Cohn is going to make the coaching decision at LSU. What does your 3-5, what does your big board look like right now for this LSU job?
Well, I love that you put it, I love that you frame it like that, because that's how I always do this as well. If I'm the athletic director, not some fan, like I actually have a responsibility and there are consequences to the hire if I'm going to advocate for a certain person, right? So if I'm the athletic director, the first thing I want to know is how am I going to be judged by this hire? Is it solely based off this other person's ability to win football games and win championships? Because if that's the case, then I'm calling Urban Meyer. And I'm telling Urban Meyer, you're way too young still to not coach football again, and I know you don't want to go out the way that you went out with the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? Because Urban Meyer could come to Baton Rouge right now and win national championships. It's just an absolute fact. He's one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. Is he a good person? Probably not. Do I want to hang around him? Probably not. Would he be a great steward for young men? Would I want my son necessarily to go play for him? Probably not. But then again, that's where we have to decide as institutions and as people, what is the ultimate goal when you're making this hire? I mean, I love for good people to succeed and bad people to fail. I wish Sam Pittman had all the success in the world at Arkansas so that Bobby Petrino is not the interim coach right now in Fayetteville. But that's just not the way it works. And so if I were tasked with hiring a coach who's going to win football games, I would certainly call Urban Meyer, who has had a lot of success and won multiple championships at multiple different schools, and I think he has a lot of gas left in the tank, and he is not in the same situation that Nick Saban is in terms of, hey, I won a bunch of championships and I'm good on TV now. I think that Urban Meyer has a bad taste in his mouth the way that it ended in Jacksonville. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about John Summerall at Tulane. Very attractive candidate. Someone's going to scoop him up. I wonder, LSU's in a different situation here in that they hired a proven CEO head coach, the winningest coach in Notre Dame history, and that didn't work out. So that's like everything's on the table at that point. Florida, though, did hire the best group of five coach at that time in Billy Napier, immediately earned the nickname group of, G5 Billy or whatever, and didn't have success. So Florida kind of would be taking a bigger risk in hiring another group of five coach in the LSU wouldn't. Obviously, Tulane right there in New Orleans adds an extra interesting dynamic here to that situation. But then Joe Brady, an attractive name, obviously the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, who's having a lot of success. And I think that if he were to be hired as the head coach in an era where you have GMs who are helping arrange these rosters more and more, and people are kind of following more of an NFL model where the head coach doesn't have to recruit as much because kids are signing based off the dollar bills you're paying them for. Joe Brady's name is going to come up, and a lot of LSU fans are immediately going to think of that 2019 magical season, even though it's important to remember he was not the offensive coordinator. Steven Ensminger was the offensive coordinator, but Joe Brady did, draw up a lot of those concepts and call a lot of those passing plays and such. But then, I think you'd have some LSU fans saying, wait, we're going to go with a guy who has no head coaching experience? Is that really the best direction that we want to go right now? So I bet LSU fans would be a little bit mixed on Joe Brady, but he would come in and have a great offense. I know that much.
David, LSU, they really think they should win every game, every year, maybe more than Alabama fans think so. Is that right?
Yeah, and I love that. And I love that. I mean, this is another thing with, say, a program like Texas A&M. Like, Texas A&M fans kind of think the same thing, but without nearly the amount of success that LSU has had. And I like that. I like when programs have high standards. Now, not necessarily firing coaches and moving on from them, after a couple bad seasons. I do think it takes time to really build up a strong program, and certainly there was a case to be made that Michigan should have moved on from Jim Harbaugh around the COVID era. And what does he do? He reels off 3 straight years of college football playoff appearances and wins a national championship undefeated. Now, that's not the case for everyone. And speaking of Texas A&M, I think a lot of these ADs across the country are looking at what happened with the Jimbo Fisher buyout and then where Mike Elko in year 2 has this Texas A&M team. And there's a lot of season left, but they're ranked 3 right now, and they look like a team that could legitimately win a national championship. I think you're looking at some programs who say, you know what, we've got to move off of these coaches because the stakes, the financial stakes, are too high not to when you think about the money that comes in with making the college football playoff and the Final Four in these national championships.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking to David Coney, joins us every single Thursday to talk college football, or Wednesday to talk college football. He's the co-host of Crane and Company. Going back to last weekend, really fun game between Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Ole Miss gets the road win. What did you make of that game, and what do you make of this Oklahoma team now have lost 2 of their last 3 games, and you look at the rest of their schedule, it's really tough. At a ranked Tennessee team, at a ranked Alabama team, home against a ranked Missouri team, and then you end the season against LSU. What do you think the rest of this year looks like for Oklahoma?
Well, I'll tell you what I thought of that game. I thought it was Lane's best win, honestly. Just in a year where the expectations weren't quite as high, thought the Rebels might take a step back. They are just absolutely cruising right now with a guy who wasn't even the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year. Lane is more focused than I've ever seen him before. He looks like a more mature Lane Kiffin, and I know there's still some social media trolling and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of Lane Kiffin just being himself. But he does look more focused on football than I've ever seen him. And that victory was so impressive to me because the defense stepped up, and then the offense, even in the elements, in the rain, just really performed well. And I think this Ole Miss team now is poised to make the college football playoff with their remaining schedule. On the Oklahoma side, I've just been really disappointed in Oklahoma post Red River, with John Mateer turning the football over, putting the football in harm's way. I know he's coming off of that thumb surgery, and that's a part of it, but also the offensive line isn't great. Blaylock's a good back, but they don't run it well enough to me to make up for Mateer putting the ball in harm's way a lot of times. And while they are solid on defense, that Ole Miss offense really showed how they could be exploited. And I think that Josh Heupel's offense in Tennessee can do a lot of the same things here this weekend in Knoxville. I actually like Tennessee in this football game based off what I've seen from Oklahoma the last few weeks. So I don't think that's a team that's going to move forward and make the college football playoff any longer. But again, Brent Venables is still a really good football coach. I think he's going to be there in Norman. I think he is going to have success. And look, I can't wait for this showdown in Knoxville. I'm calling this a play-out game. You can't play your way into the college football playoff with a win, but you can certainly play your way out with a loss. Both these teams with their backs against the wall. It's going to be high-stakes SEC football.
Yeah, if the loser, hello Outback Bowl.
Yeah, something like that, exactly.
Yeah, and David, we'll get the bracket Tuesday night. We'll have the first reveal Tuesday night, and then from then on, I think we need to accept it as it is. The speculation and the projection. I know some bracketologists want to project. No, I'm going to take next Tuesday night as that being the kind of the outline, the at least the broad outline of the working bracket. How many SEC teams will be on next Tuesday night's bracket?
Well, it's tough to answer that right this second. I really have to go through and make a list like we did yesterday on our Crane and Company and our personal college football playoff projections. But what I'm interested to see is, will there be any contradictions right off the bat from the college football playoff committee? And I'm talking about, ignoring head-to-heads in certain scenarios or just trying to see how consistent they are, because there are some of these situations where for one team to jump another team later in the season by winning a conference championship, or let's say losing a conference championship and falling below, that kind of stuff is really going to matter, not just with the teams who make the college football playoff or who are left on the bubble, but also when it comes to the seeding. So they need to make sure that they're not contradictory right off the bat, and then from week to week there, you can build and you can change and you can adapt based off wins and losses that happen on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Last thing for you real quick, Texas and Vanderbilt this week, and we know Arch Manning in concussion protocol. What do you think about that game in Austin this weekend?
I'll tell you what, man, I watched this Texas team get pushed to the brink by Kentucky in overtime, find a way to win, get pushed to the brink in Starkville, find a way to win without Arch Manning there. in overtime. This is a really interesting game. I think a lot of the same feelings that I thought when Vanderbilt was hosting LSU. Vanderbilt was the better football team, and they were going to be at home. Obviously, there's still some people across the country that see a brand bias, and certainly that's going to be on display with Vanderbilt and Texas. At the same time, Vegas has Texas favored by 1.5 points. There's something to the resiliency of that team, finding ways to win late in games despite not playing their best football. And they still have really good football players, and any one of those guys can show up and make a key play when you need it most. But there's also something to the resiliency of this Vanderbilt team with a quarterback in Diego Pavia who is not throwing for 350 yards a game. He's not rushing for 250 yards a game. He's doing whatever he needs to do to help his team win, which I think is the best compliment you can get as a quarterback. I took Texas being at home and finding ways to win these games, these past couple weeks. But again, there's just something about this Vanderbilt team that wouldn't surprise me at all if they're able to go on the road to Austin and get a victory.
Yep, should be a really fun game on Saturday. David, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again next Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day it is.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, you, David.
Good Lord, I cannot get my days straight today.
It's that time of year.
I thought Halloween was tomorrow. I've actually have like that wasn't. I really thought Halloween was Thursday all week.
It's okay.
So I don't know what I am. Maybe that's what it was.
We celebrate both days.
I don't know what's going on with me today, but it is Wednesday. It's midweek.
It is.
We're starting to make that turn to the weekend.
We got Monday and Tuesday behind us.
Those are the only 2 days we have behind us. It's not Thursday.
That's it.
We're gonna get to Thursday tomorrow eventually.
Good shape.
I don't need to rush it, but we always appreciate David Cohn joining us. He's always a lot of fun, and definitely go and check out what they're doing over there on Crane and Company. I know that Johnny Radio he starts the week. He starts the week with Jake, so he gets them
strong out of the block.
I believe like Monday at like 11:10. So it's like right when he starts his show, he gets Jake Crane. We have David Cohn with us, so we get a lot of Crane and Company. Always a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk some Grizzlies. They're back in action tonight against the Phoenix Suns. We'll do that next on Sports Time.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar-based. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to baste or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
The Drive into Fall event means it's time to save big at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike. 2026 Jeep Compass Latitude $52.24 off MSRP, or 2025 Dodge Hornet GT $78.33 off MSRP, or both just $281.86 a month. 2025 Grand Cherokee 4-wheel drive $86.90 off MSRP, now $35,230. And 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 5.7 box rear wheel drive $11,631 off MSRP, or $467.42 a month, plus 0% for 72 months available. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motorcars.
1500 SN 711,999, MSRP 50,710. Cherokee S8 715236, MSRP 43,920. Latitude TT 159,340, MSRP 32,815. Includes all rebates in this NSPF 895. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/30/2025 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Here's what sets NST Law apart. They don't just work in Memphis, they ride for Memphis. From school fundraisers to courtroom battles, they show up where it matters. And when someone in this city gets hurt, NST goes toe-to-toe with insurance giants. No fear, no favors. It's not just the law to them, it's loyalty. And if you ever need backup after a crash, NST's got your back. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or check out nstlaw.com.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code HERD. That's promo code HERD. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Trying to clean up this wreck here in the Midtown area. From the looks of it, it's going to be out here for a while. One vehicle flipped. It's over to the side. 40 westbound there at the 240 Midtown interchange. It's already busy in that area this time of the afternoon. Starting to pick up even more now on 240 eastbound from Mill Branch all the way out to 385. Weimer's Jewelry is your full service family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Stop by and see them tonight. 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We got to talk the Grizzlies. They're back in action tonight. Another late night for the Grizzlies. They're in Phoenix to take on the Suns. Right now, 1.5-point favorite over this Phoenix Suns team that is still a little banged up, but even when they're healthy, a lot of people projecting that they will really struggle. And so curious to see if the Grizzlies, following that first road game, their first road loss of the season, they can bounce back and get a win here.
Phoenix in a rebuild, aren't they?
Or
a remodel?
Yeah, I would call it more of like a retool. I don't really know if they know.
Book's going nowhere?
I don't think
he's
so.
central to the remodel.
I think he is going to be there for a while. I don't think they're going to move from him. But that's why.
Is he a top 10 player right now in the league?
He's on the fringe there. I don't know. He might, I think he could be anywhere between like 10 to 15 maybe.
But he's at worst top 20.
Oh, yeah. No, he's an electric player. Yeah. It's just the fact that they tried to build up this big team with him, and then those pieces didn't work, and so now they're having to rip it down, but they want to keep him as the star, and so you're trying to put some pieces around him.
Phoenix has tried it all.
They really have.
All of their existence. Maybe it's the curse of losing the coin toss for Lou Alcindor.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly
he goes to Milwaukee, and they got Neil Walk.
Yeah, well.
Neil Walk was good, but he's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, there's a big difference there. But yeah, no, this the Suns team. I mean, when you go out there and get Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant,
you're going for it.
That's pretty strong. And then for those guys to not work out, and you just have to kind of semi blow it up. They're in a weird spot right now.
But they've had that go for it time a couple of times.
Yeah, no, they have, and so
even late in his career. And got to the finals with Charles Barkley.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you're right. They've certainly had the star power and have tried to make it work, but it just hasn't. And now, they start the season with a win over Sacramento, and now 3 straight losses for them. Now, all 3 of those games on the road. We'll see what it looks like tonight with them being back inside their home building. And we'll see, Jalen Green listed as a game-time decision. I haven't heard anything this afternoon on what it's looking like, if he's going to give it a go or not. What does he look like? That's the guy, one of the pieces they got in the trade for Kevin Durant. I think he could be fun, but that's kind of also the problem. He's a fun player, but you bring him in. I think Dylan Brooks is going to be out tonight for this game. You've got a lot of shooting guards on this team and not a lot of kind of primary ball handlers on this team. How do they work with Devin Booker? Kind of what does this backcourt look like? And so, yeah, it's kind of a mess in Phoenix.
The Grizzlies, they have 2 wins. Both of the teams they defeated, New Orleans and Indiana, they haven't won yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, and we kind of expected that from both those teams. Indiana, maybe not to go winless to this point, because I think Indiana, you looked at missing Tyrese Halliburton, but having a lot of those pieces, but a lot of those pieces have been injured to start the season, kind of got injured in preseason or those first couple of games, and then,
They'll be fine.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be all right. On the other side, New Orleans, they
won't be fine.
They're not going anywhere.
When the schedule came out, we looked at these 6 games for October. A very small sample size, but you start building one a little bit. Everybody, I think, would have accepted 3-3 and cartwheels for 4-2.
Yeah.
A win tonight and at home Friday night against the Lakers. That would be cartwheel time, not only to beat the Lakers, but to be 4-2 out of the gate.
And it looks like you might be catching the Lakers at the perfect time with all the injuries that are stacking up with them. I mean,
and they don't play a lot more defense than the Grizzlies
No. But I mean, you look at this: Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James all out right now, and I'm sure will likely all be out for that game against the Grizzlies. So, yeah, you could be really catching them at a really good time.
Read that list again.
It is Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James.
Well, former Grizzly Marcus Smart's going to crush ticket sales Friday night.
No,
being in there.
Not being there is really a shame. But you'll get to see former Grizzly Jake LaRavia. So he'll be out there rocking and rolling for the Lakers. So, I mean, just former Grizzlies everywhere on this Lakers team, Brett. So, yeah, really missing out. That I know the ticket department was really sad to see the injury report that had Marcus Smart on it.
Yeah, there's one other really big ticket seller in that injury list.
But it's somebody. But I think it's Gabe Vincent. That's exactly
it.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be full Friday night.
Oh yeah, it will be
Halloween.
Sure, and I heard I know John had Dustin Starr on today. He's doing a lot of work with the Grizzlies, and he said they've got some stuff planned for Friday night for the game. They've got some musical guests and some different things that they're going to roll out, so it should be fun.
The entire team, they do, but Dustin really he's at the point guard. He's the point man on it, and they've got a new deal. They probably got a more professional name than I'm going to describe it, but where they have the big cutout heads and they pass them down the aisle. That works. That works. I don't know who went to the symposium on kind of in-house stuff. That works.
Yeah, no, it definitely works, and it's fun, and it gets people excited.
And you can't just try to throw it.
No,
it doesn't fly like a paper airplane.
No, you just gotta pass it down. You gotta be quick.
Play by the rules.
No, they do a really good job. So yeah, I think it will be a good crowd Friday night on Halloween against the Lakers. But tonight you gotta get past this Phoenix Suns team, and we talked about that injury report for the Suns. Nothing new in terms of. Well, actually, I say that Santi Aldama game time decision tonight for the Grizzlies. He is the only new addition to that injury report. We'll see if he goes tonight. But you'll have Ja, you'll have Jaren out there. Some of these pieces that have been big for the Grizzlies.
That should be 4 enough.
Games. Yeah, and that should be enough against the Suns. And we talked about it earlier. DeMichael Cole kind of, when he joined with us Monday and talked about that game against against Golden State, said that they don't have those big bodies, down low, the size down there that some other teams have. They're kind of relying on smaller big men to get the job done. Tonight, you'll see some bigger guys with the Suns, I know, and they're fairly young guys. You've got Mark Williams down there. You've got Maluach, the rookie from Duke. So maybe this is an opportunity where you see Charles Bassey get some minutes as a rebounder, and it will be a challenge of, against some younger big men that have size, what does Jaren do? Because that has been the question of, can Jaren be a guy that goes out there and rebounds, and who is going to be the rebounder on this team, especially while Zach Edey and Brandon Clark are out?
No Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, he's going to be out tonight, so you don't get to see him on the other side. But this is a Suns team that, Brett, it really doesn't matter who's in, who's out. I don't think they're going to be very good. But I think it can be fun. I think this can be a fun Suns team.
Where are we in Grizz fam? And of course we are.
Yeah,
Grizz
absolutely.
Fam. Where are we on Dylan Brooks?
What do you mean?
as former Grizz.
I like Dylan Brooks. I like him when he's here. I like him now.
I think if you had an appetite at all for him while he was here, why would you turn on him now? I know he's the opponent.
Yeah. No, I mean it's the thing, and there's these type of players in every sport, in every league, where they are the villain, and if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, you hate him. Sure, Draymond Green, like there are plenty of them out there.
We would dislike him wherever.
Well, I like Draymond Green, so I'm not in that camp. But okay, well, no, you and most people. I think I am the minority that I like Draymond Green. But there are those type of players, and Draymond fits in that. Where if I mean, maybe not if he was with the Grizzlies, but everybody in Golden State loves him. Everybody else in the NBA hates him. And so I kind of hate when it's like those type of players and you leave your team and you're like, oh, he's a bad guy. We don't like him. So I like him. We just got a text in and said Dylan should have never been traded. So I think people still like them some Dylan Brooks.
I think Texter's on to something.
I mean, certainly would help the defense. I think defense would be better if Dylan Brooks was still here.
An enforcer.
Oh, yeah, no.
And I heard DeMichael this morning with Greg and Eli talking about, there's just not really anybody will step up and go, no, you don't do our guy like that.
No, and you kind of had a run there where you had some quality enforcers. You had Dylan Brooks, you had Steven Adams. I mean, you had some guys that, hey, you like having on your team, sure. And you really don't have that with this team. I know a lot of people have been talking about Draymond and Jaren kind of getting into it, and Draymond's kind of yelling at Jaren, and Jaren's kind of, he tells him shut up, and Jaren's kind of okay,
pipe down,
and shuts up. And so I don't think you have that enforcer.
You can tell that to Dylan Brooks.
No, absolutely not. Dylan Brooks would take your head off.
He would.
Very
enjoy doing it.
He would. It would be very quick, and he would love doing it.
I looked it up. 5,002 points here as a member of the Grizzlies.
That's pretty good.
Pretty significant career.
Yeah, you're definitely happy with that. So, I would love it if he was still on this team. But, you're right. He will be out tonight. And Jalen Green, game time decision. We'll see if he goes. I'd love.
Wish he hadn't antagonized LeBron James in the playoff series.
That hurt. But hey, that's the thing.
That goes with it.
When you got that type of guy, it's sometimes you get in those situations, and you certainly had that situation with LeBron James.
Who is the most effective voice in the Grizzlies locker room, Brian? When he speaks, everybody clams up, listens.
I would probably say Jaren, just because he's been here the longest. But they don't have that guy that can kind of just stand up and draw attention. I'd probably say Jaren, but
it should be your best player.
It should be, but it's not. Ja doesn't have that personality.
And we went through that with the core four.
Sure.
The one that most fit that role was not the best player, but it should have been Mike Conley. He just did not want to do that. Then it should fall to Mark Gasol. He didn't want to do it. Tony and Zebo, we love them, but I don't know if they had that voice.
Right, yeah. No, I don't think they did. And so, I think, ideally, I think as the year goes on, you hope that, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope kind of finds that voice, and, he's the veteran, he's been around, he's, very clearly the oldest guy on the roster. I think the hope is that he kind of becomes that locker room sheriff, that leader. Right now, I think it would have to be Jaren Jackson Jr., but he also doesn't have that personality of kind of, hey, everybody, listen to me.
And you cannot make that guy be it if it's not natural. Because if he came in and started throwing things and breaking, what are you doing?
No, it's a fine line you have to walk as that guy. And so, I don't know if they have that guy this year, but maybe this season we see it turn into somebody. I think KCP is a guy that could become that type of player. But excited to see what it looks like tonight against the Phoenix Suns. Again, I think probably a good chance we see some Bassey minutes tonight in the front court coming off the bench. But certainly will be a lot to watch. Late night tonight, 9 o'clock tip-off for the Grizzlies against the Suns.
Are you reading, and our listeners, I want y'all to, how serious it was for Cam Scatteraboo and the injury?
No, I have not seen it. Brett, I didn't even see the play. I was not in front of my television, and now I've kind of avoided it because everyone that sees it says it is very graphic.
If you're easy to be queasy, might want to check out for the next few seconds. But the bone was protruding from the skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I think he'll play again. But it looked,
that's not good.
Foot was going the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, it was one of those where I think I got up to do something.
Joe Theismann type,
go
Steve
get
Matthews type.
Sure.
And I was at the Tiger Ole Miss game that day, and just like with the Theismann injury on Monday Night Football, as soon as it happened, Lawrence Taylor and the Giants. I don't want to alarm anybody. I like to say in golf there's 4 left, and then there's 4. Look the heck out. I mean there's 4 and there's 4, and there's bring the trainer out here, and then there's get the trainer out here now.
Yeah.
And that was LT and the Giants that night, and that was Ole Miss that day against Steve Matthews.
Sure.
I mean you knew it was bad.
Yeah.
But the worst I've ever been at live for was at Alabama in 2005, Tyrone Prothro, a great player. The trainer said they feared that when they got out there, that if they moved wrong, it would break off.
Oh my gosh! Holy cow!
Yeah,
that is because I was like, it was one of those things where I think I got up to go get like a drink or something from the kitchen, and then when I came back, like notifications on my phone everywhere, and I think I had Red Zone. I had Quad Box. I think I had Red Zone on, and they were like, "We're not going to show what just happened in New York, but it was not good." And so I was like, "All right, well, I'm not gonna watch it." Some of my buddies were telling me they saw it. I was like, "I don't really want to see it." I definitely do not want to watch that. But hopefully he is back. Certainly won't be this year, but hopefully this is something that he can bounce back because he's been electric for the Giants and has been something fun that I know a lot of Giants fans have enjoyed watching this year. But let's get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
At Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly served families across the Mid-South since 1958. Still family owned and operated, we're built on tradition, trust, and old-fashioned service you can count on. And now to celebrate 68 years of service, we're offering a heating tune-up for just $68. Keep your home safe, efficient, and ready for the cold months ahead. Looking to upgrade? Right now, get up to $2,000 in instant carrier cool cash rebates, plus 60 months no interest financing on select carrier systems. That means comfort and savings today and peace of mind for years to come. But that's not all. Upgrade today and take advantage of $500 off a tankless water heater or a whole home generator installation. Even more ways to protect your home and your family. Don't wait. These special offers won't last. Call 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com today and turn to the experts with Choates and let our family serve your family.
Family Leisure doesn't do anything small. It's always got to be big, just like the world's biggest spa sale. Happening right now at Family Leisure. Check this out. You can get spas starting under $3,000. Spas and even swim spas, they're up to 30% off. Floor model spas have even bigger special prices. Cold plunges are all the trend right now. Take the plunge starting under $5,000. You see a patio furniture set you like? You could get a free umbrella with it. Ask an associate for details. Plus, swimming pools are clearance price now through the end of October. Get yours before the prices increase. That is with any big sale. Special financing, it's available. The only thing small during the world's biggest spa sale at Family Leisure are the prices. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brown. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
All right, Brett, I have two big numbers today, but they go hand in hand with each other. My first big number is the number 6. Today, David Cobb published a story over on CBS Sports, the top 25 and 1 coaches in college basketball entering the season. It was a ranking that was put together by all of the writers, all the college basketball writers over at CBS Sports. And Memphis has an opportunity this season, including the exhibition that they already played against Arkansas, to face 6 of the coaches in the top 25. Number 5, Matt Painter, which they'll see against Purdue. Number 10, Scott Drew, they'll see against Baylor. Number 14, John Calipari, they already played him with Arkansas. Number 18, Grant McCasland, a coach that Penny Hardaway has already faced, but could see him in Texas Tech in the Baha Mar Hoops Championship. Number 20, Pat Kelsey at Louisville. And number 22, Chris Beard at Ole Miss. In his time at the University of Memphis, in this year's top 25 and 1 college basketball coaches, Penny Hardaway has coached against 13 of them. That includes number 1, Dan Hurley, number 2, Kelvin Sampson, number 6, Nate Oates, number 8, Tom Izzo, number 9, Mark Few, number 12, Dusty May, 13, Rick Barnes, 14, John Calipari, 18, Grant McCasland, 21, TJ Otzelberger, 22, Chris Beard, 23, Mick Cronin, and 24, Randy Bennett. And we know that he will add a couple to that list, like Pat Kelsey will be added to that list, Matt Painter, Scott Drew. So 3 coaches will be added to that list before the end of the year. So that's pretty good in terms of what we always talk about, getting those big-time opponents on the schedule in non-conference. A lot of that is against these top coaches.
You know of my undying affection for David Cobb.
Oh, absolutely.
there's no world that John Shire is a better coach than Chris Beard.
Well, Brett, look, you don't blame him. He just wrote the story.
He's just one of the panelists.
This is one of those where he just wrote the story. He just had to have his name on it.
Thank you for correcting.
Because yes, in the fine print, it said that the rankings determined by voting from CBS.
So no
Sports
shot at
basketball
David.
team.
I just
no
took.
shot
Okay.
at David. Now look. Monday, you can ask him where he put John Shire, and then you can take offense to it. But right now, we cannot put any blame on him.
I'm going to be out Monday. Will you take offense for me?
Well, Brett, I don't know because I'm a Dookie. I don't know if I can take offense to that.
And long schedule to be out. No matter what happens Saturday between Ole Miss and South Carolina, I'm going to be out.
Yes,
so
if
Ole Miss got upset, I'm not dunking anything
No,
Monday.
no.
That always happens to me. It makes me scared of this game.
Well, yeah, Brett, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
Oh, the famous 2015 Tigers and Ole Miss game planned literally 6 months out to be out that Monday. Said it a couple times. We'll be out that Monday.
Yeah.
Rob said just text after text. Big Chicken won't be in there after they lose. Why is he not there after they lose?
Classic.
Yeah. Every time. I thought you had another number.
No, the other one was 13. He's already faced 13 coaches in the top 25.
So your big number was really 19, 6 and 13.
If you want to add
very
those
good.
up, yeah.
My big number is 8, as in Super Bowl 8 played at Rice Stadium, where the Tigers must defeat Rice. The Dolphins won that day 24-7 over Minnesota. The Astrodome, why they didn't play at the Astrodome, the eighth wonder of the world, it was deemed too small.
Oh, wow.
50,000 capacity then for the Astrodome, about 72,000 at Rice Stadium. It's now around 47,000. Friday night, there won't be 10,000 people there. Tigers have to bring their own momentum.
They do, and I'm sure we'll talk about this tomorrow. I know Greg Gaston will join us, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot on Friday, especially when we make our picks for our First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast. But I feel a lot more confident about. I've seen some people of like, well, you can win the big games, but now you got to be scared about these games against Rice after what happened against UAB. I am more confident about this game against Rice because they lost that game against UAB. I do not think this team goes out there and has that happen a second time. Because very clearly Memphis was the better team in that game against UAB. I don't think that happens 2 times in the same season.
Right. You know how I kind of did crack on you about being scared, remember?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Will you please
multiple times.
Will you please accept my apology?
Yeah, I will. I'm a big man, Brett.
Because right now, and it's the time of year to be scared.
Well, it's the perfect time.
It's fun, but I'm scared of everything right now.
Yeah.
Ole Miss Tigers related.
Well, it's that time of the year, not just because of the calendar, but where the college football season is.
Everything we've ever dreamed of.
It's right there.
I mean, all the hopes, every scenario, it's right there.
Yeah, it is. But there's it's like walking through a haunted house. At any point, somebody can something can jump out at you.
Scared to death.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you, Brett. I do not blame you, but I'll tell you this: I'm not scared of Rice Friday night for the Tigers. I am. I've unfortunately had to watch a lot of Rice football this year.
I am.
They're better, but they're not a very good team. And I think you get a couple stops defensively, and this one should be a fairly easy win for the Tigers. We'll talk more about that tomorrow and Friday leading up to that game. But before we get to a break, let me remind you about Frontier Western Store. Family owned and operated since 1967, Frontier Western is your one-stop shop for all the biggest brands in Western wear. The one-stop shop for Carhartt in the Mid-South, but they've also got you covered with plenty of other brands when it comes to shirts, shorts, jeans, outerwear, whatever you're looking for, they've got it in stock. But if you need a new pair of jeans, you got to get to Frontier Western Store. They've got all the biggest brands from Ariat all the way down to Wrangler, and you'll love how easy it is to find the perfect size and style for you. While you're there, check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Whether it's work boots or dress boots, Frontier has you covered for the entire family with plenty of in-stock proven classics like Ariat, Dan Post, and Durango, and that's just to name a few. At Frontier Western, their pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know you'll be getting the best deals. Head down to 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch and check out the entire selection. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for Frontier Western Store. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we're talking some college basketball. Kevin Sweeney from Sports Illustrated, he joins us next.
It's Landers truck and SUV season at Landers Ford in Collierville. New F-150s with incredible lease offers, plus Explorer and Expedition with X-Plan demo priced offers. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers difference and what's made us the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. Inventory is moving fast. Get into a new F-150 or check out Explorer and Expedition X-Plan demo priced offers at Landers Ford in Collierville. Need to get out of your current vehicle? We're paying top dollar for trades. Keep the cash or use it to upgrade and save even more on your upgrade. Find out how much your trade is worth and get started buying online now with our Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com or give us a call to schedule your test drive today. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report, Memphis market. Price, tax, title license, and $6.95 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 11/3/25.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Life's too short to blend in, so embrace your extraordinary style today at Sissy's Log Cabin. From everyday pieces to statement jewelry, you'll find something here for every occasion. Celebrate with exquisite quality, brilliant natural diamonds, and unmatched service you'll only find at Sissy's when you stop by any of our 7 locations or shop online at sissyslogcabin.com. You deserve the style of your dreams, and you'll find it at Sissy's Log Cabin.
Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis has serious vans for serious work. At 4430 American Way, they are the Mid-South source for cargo, passenger, crew vans, and custom chassis. Need one or a full fleet? New or used, they've got it with fleet solutions and custom upfits. Certified techs keep you moving with fast maintenance, repairs, and a large parts inventory. Mercedes-Benz Van Center is your Sprinter Van headquarters, 901-237-9302 or sprintervans.com. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis, part of the Tag Truck Center family, driven to keep you on the road.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dot. Still out here with this accident. One vehicle flipped earlier. It's 40 westbound, right there in the Midtown area on 40 West, right near that 4240 Midtown interchange. Of course, it's heavy going the other direction. They're trying to get out of Midtown right now as you make your way I-40 up towards Chelsea, as it picks up out here with more volume also on 240 east from Mill Branch out to 385. Zips Car Wash is where I go, and so should you. Get upgraded shine and protection at your local Zips Car Wash. Check them out at zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Wednesday afternoon. And we got to talk some college basketball. And Brett, it's when I know that the college basketball season is here when we have Kevin Sweeney joining us. He joins us from Sports Illustrated. Go give him a follow on social media at CBB_Central. It is here, Kevin.
And it's the enormous respect and gratitude we have of and for you, Kevin.
Yeah, we absolutely love having Kevin. How's it going?
It's good, man. The season is upon us. Appreciate you guys having me as always.
Yes. All right, break it all down. Who's holding the national championship trophy that first Monday in April?
I'm all in on the Houston redemption story. Obviously, everything that they've been through the last couple of years, particularly last year in the national championship game, to have key pieces back from that team, to have Kelvin Sampson's defense, and most importantly, this is probably the most talented team he's had because they bring in 3 5-star recruits. It's a little different look. I think it may take them some time, but their ceiling, I think, on both ends of the floor is a little higher than they've had, just because they're a little bit more talented overall across the board.
And it really would be the great redemption story for him. He is the best coach to never win a major, to ever win a title. And I think U of H, the Cougars, are the best team to never win at all. They've won a lot of games over a lot of different teams, from Elvin Hayes to Phi Slamma Jamma to this great run that started with Rob Williams and continues now for Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, no question. And look, they're not alone, right? I mean, you have Purdue, who I think will be right there. They're AP preseason #1, chasing their own kind of March demon. So you combine these incredible sort of redemption storylines with this elite freshman class that's coming in across the sport. And, I just think it sets the tone for a really compelling season in college basketball.
And if that ended up being the Monday night final, Purdue and Houston, I think the rest of college basketball, unless you were one of the teams that got beat on Saturday by them, would sit back and go, okay, either one of these winning, it will be fine. Because Purdue's been haunted by it. When you don't win it with John Wooden as a player, and you don't win it with Joe Barry Carroll, and you don't win it with Zach Edey, and a lot of other great players like Glenn Robinson, Rick Mount, many others, people would be okay with Purdue finally getting it.
It's sort of amazing, right? Because 2 years ago, it felt like this is the year. If there's ever going to be a chance, you have the National Player of the Year. It's a great team from day one, and just ran into another elite one in UConn. And to 2 years later have the program back in that point is amazing. But also to have the same level of expectations, right? I mean, this Final Four is in Indianapolis, right in their backyard. They have.
Kevin, we got you. I think we lost you there for a second. You there?
I think
we lost Kevin.
I think
maybe the connection got him. We'll try to get back with Kevin here in a second. But talking about the upcoming season, I think he's right. I mean, what
you got us back, Kevin?
Kim, you there?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, cool. We lost you there for a second. You mentioned, though, while you were talking about the freshman class that we have this year. Last year, there was a lot of talk about the freshmen, but it feels like even bigger this year because of how loaded and how deep this freshman class is. I think everyone knows about some of these top couple of names. Tell us a little bit about them and some of these other top freshmen that we should be looking out for.
Yeah, look, I think last year what made the class really good was beyond Cooper Flagg, guys stepped up. Trey Johnson, Jeremiah Fears. I mean, you go down the list. There was high-level players, that were pros that maybe people thought might take more time. And I think this class is like that, except there's maybe 3 Cooper Flaggs, right? Darren Peterson, A.J. DeBansa, Cam Boozer are going to be absolutely unbelievably productive. And that's the start of it. They're all 20-plus point per game scorers, I think, this year. They're all potential All-American. They'll all be on really good teams. But from there, I mean, Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas at Arkansas look really, really good. Caleb Wilson could be North Carolina's highest draft pick in 20 years. Michael Brown at Louisville is a guy that can kind of change their ceiling. And so, it's just really exciting, after a couple of down classes in 22 and 23 to see just this emergence of talent. Domestic talent that really college basketball needed.
And Kevin, in the whole of the day, I'm now being informed that when John Wooden was at Purdue, they didn't have a Final Four. Preceded the Final Four.
Love that.
Man, what a stack!
Yeah, wow. Okay, a lot of these players that have changed. What does Boogie Flan do for the defending champs?
I think they desperately needed someone that could come in and run the show. Losing Walter Clayton and everything they lost in that backcourt. Just the level of, the number of high-level guards in the portal just isn't super high, and so to get someone like that is huge. I don't think he's as good in the half court as Walter was, but he'll be amazing in transition for them and help them run. And I think the biggest thing is that Florida's done a great job of finding guys that want to take their games to the next level, and they have the proof of concept now with Clayton and Elijah Martin. Last year becoming pros. Even Will Richard. I mean, I was watching the NBA last night, watching the Warriors, and Will Richard goes undrafted, and he's playing key minutes for the Warriors in the fourth quarter of a game. I mean, that says everything about what that group was a year ago, and I think they really sold Boogie on that vision, and he'll have an opportunity to really boost his stock.
Do we start certainly at the very early, at the beginning of the season, with everything going through the champs, the Gators?
Right there. I think because UConn feels like they'll be in the mix, and Houston is in many people's number one, I don't know that Florida feels maybe quite the same target on their back that UConn did last year, that some of the other teams have felt in recent years, but they will certainly be the hunted, and they have a really tough schedule. Opening night against Arizona, it's the biggest game of the day in Vegas. I will be there, and then they have Duke on the schedule. They have a number of other high-level teams, and so we will see very early just how good these Gators are.
You could say the money is flowing like the oil flows in West Texas at Texas Tech. You give Grant McCaslin, we saw it here in this area, the year at Arkansas State, then against the Tigers in the same league with North Texas. You give him that quality of a roster, and they should be around at minimum, well, at least as far as they got last year, which was the 8.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Grant is one of the best roster builders in the country. It helps, obviously, to have the money. That changes the game, and they have the ability to go get just about whoever they want in the portal, or at least be competitive with whoever they want. But I think he's such a surgical guy, right? Like, they have JT Toppin back. He's a superstar at the 4 or the 5. You bring back Christian Anderson, who's an awesome guard who can play with the ball in his hands. What did they need around him? They needed shooting, and they needed rim protection. He told me last week he felt like the one thing they were missing last year was defensively they were good. They needed to be great, and they went and got the best rim protector in the portal, Luke Bamboye, who is a transfer from VCU, super long arms, incredible defensive player, limited offensively, but I just think gives them a different element and helps them in some different matchups. I thought they just weren't quite good enough defensively against a team like Florida to advance, and I think this time around they have a little bit more teeth on that end.
Kevin, in the college football world, you can go to a coach in August, and they will always tell you, I'd love one more guy coming off the edge. Is that rim protector the equivalent in college basketball?
Yeah, shooting and rim protection, right? I think rim protection probably is the more impactful of those two, but those are the two skill sets that everybody wants as much of as possible. I think finding guys that can, because when you have an elite rim protector, you can really change the way you play. You can be more aggressive guarding the ball, right? You can run a little bit more up and down. And a lot of these rim protectors are incredible lob threats. So offensively, you hear so much about spacing with 3-point shooting. There's also an incredible spacing factor of having a guy rolling to the rim that's a lob threat at any given time.
And that type of player is great on an inbounds under the goal play.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Houston had it last year, and some key moments, and yeah, it's absolutely essential to have nowadays. I think if you're going to build an elite team, it's rim protection, it's shooting, it's versatility. Those are really the 3 qualities I'm looking for.
Kevin, what do you make of the Memphis Tigers this year and the roster that Penny Hardaway has put together? Completely new roster, one of 9 teams to replace everybody. What do you make of the team that he's bringing in this year?
Yeah, I mean, excited to see it. I think it will take time to really come together. But I give Penny a lot of credit for not backing down at all from a scheduling standpoint and saying, look, like, we're going to test ourselves. We're going to get better in November and December with the schedule that they will play. I think Doug McDaniel has a chance to have a monster year. Talent has never been a problem for him, and I think he picked a really good situation for him with a head coach in Penny Hardaway that has done a great job with guards. I think the one thing you miss from last year's group is just the physicality, both with Haggerty and Dane Danger, their ability to get to play around the rim, be tough, be physical. I've never been the biggest Aaron Bradshaw fan. He has a big role on this team. We'll see if he can kind of grow into it, but I think they'll miss that kind of toughness and edge around the rim that they had a year ago.
Kevin, on these airwaves on our morning show back in the summer, a Tiger assistant said that Doug McDaniel would be All-American. if he is All-American, if that assistant coach is correct and he's All-American, that means he would top what Kendrick Davis did and at least equal and maybe top P.J. Haggerty. Where would that land the Tigers in March?
I mean, certainly dancing without that much of a sweat, right? I don't know if it would be different in terms of seeding. Obviously, last year was incredible, but I think you have to remember just how good Danger was. But I think if Doug has the type of year that they hope he can have and be one of the best guards in the country, all of a sudden you stop hearing all the talk about one bid American and are they on the will Memphis be on the bubble? Are they behind South Florida? They become a safe tournament team and a team that will be a threat against just about anyone in the country, because when you have high-level point guard play like that, any given night you have an opportunity to go win.
You mentioned P.J. Haggerty. He transfers to Kansas State. I saw you put out Sports Illustrated's preseason All-American teams. You did not have P.J. Haggerty on there. I think that was more reflective of just needing a place for all these top freshmen that are coming in and kind of moving other guys down ballot. But we saw Doug McDaniel transfer from Michigan to Kansas State and kind of struggle in his year there. What do you expect from P.J. Haggerty now making the change from Memphis to Kansas State? And it sounds like going to be primarily a ball handler in that point guard role.
Yeah, look, I think Kansas State last year was an absolute disaster. It was a roster that was, I think, poorly constructed and a group that had a lot of egos that everybody needed to get on the same page and never quite did. I think their hierarchy is a lot clearer this year. This is PJ's team. He is going to have the ball in his hands. For better or worse, right? Like, he is going to put up numbers. That's what he's always done when he's had the ball in his hand. How will that contribute to winning? I think it's an open question. And, do they have the personnel around him to be an NCAA tournament team, to climb the ladder in the Big 12? I think there's more questions than answers at this point. They're a team that, I know they played Mizzou last week and sort of played everybody, right? Played 10 or 11 guys, pretty even minutes, and really still finding an identity in terms of what they want their rotations to look like. But, more questions than answers for me with that group, but I do think PJ will be one of the more productive guards, if nothing else, in college basketball.
Who had the worst chemistry last year, K-State or Rutgers, and who are you on chemistry alert for this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think Kansas State's chemistry was worse. I think Rutgers had more of a disaster of a year in terms of just getting guys, getting everybody healthy and in the right places at the right time. But K-State was just, it was an absolute mess. And, I think everybody happy to turn the page on that one as soon as possible. I think it's hard to call these. I do think a lot of teams that went out and signed so many guys and paid so much money are the concern. Like, you have 10, 11 guys that really think they're going to play. I think of like a Cincinnati or a Washington, teams that, spent more money than I think a lot of people realize just what they have, well north of $10 million, and are kind of all in on this year. And what happens when you struggle? Because those teams are good, they don't look great on paper. And so, if you get punched in the mouth a little bit and you're not playing as much, what happens? I think that's an open question. But yeah, if I had the crystal ball on that one, I'd make a lot more money than I do.
When you go to Vegas, you wouldn't be worried about basketball, would you?
No question.
Kevin Sweeney with us from College Basketball Central and Sports Illustrated. He's on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line, and he's with us all the way through one shining moment, the Wednesday after the Monday final in April, and we love having him every week with us. Kevin, you talked about Penny and the scheduling. We all applaud it. He has to do it. But, well, I don't know that he has to, but he does it because he wants to get his team ready for that inevitable net fall when they get into conference. I think I have feared this a lot of years. This might be the year he's bitten off too much. Out of the 13 non-conference games, 12 will be played in November and December, and then the game in February out at Utah State. When they go out to Utah State, what's the number that they need to be around in non-conference wins? Is it 8? Is it 9? We know north of 9, it's in good shape.
Yeah, I think 7 or 8, you feel pretty good as long as you got 1 or 2 good ones in that mix, right? Look at that stretch where you get Baylor, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State back to back to back to back. Like, you find a 2-2 in that stretch, you're pretty happy, right? And so Yeah, I think 7 or 8 probably is a decent target. 8, better than 7 certainly. You're right. Like it is a daunting schedule, and I think the thing that's really hard in these type of situations is you just don't ever get the breather to go figure stuff out. Like if you get punched in the mouth, first week of the year against San Francisco, which could happen. They're a good team. They're well coached. Like you turn around and you got to play 2 more good ones, and then you go off to the Bahamas, and you look up on December 1st and the season's over before it began. That to me would be my concern with the schedule that they have. But look, I give them credit, and I think yes, they have to schedule hard, but he doesn't have to schedule San Francisco. He doesn't have to schedule UNLV. He doesn't have to schedule Utah State. Like, yes, if he can go get Ole Miss or Mississippi State, yeah, he has to play that game. He doesn't have to play those other top mids, and I wish other coaches would take the same tact as he has and say, hey, look, like this game's going to get us better. We're probably more talented than them, and if they beat us, we're going to learn from it, and it's not going to end our season.
Yeah. Definitely. It's a good point by you. Last year, I remember talking a lot about the influx of international players coming to college basketball, guys that were playing professionally overseas or at a professional level overseas, and you're continuing to see it again this year. I mean, Dame Sarr at Duke, I believe he was playing for Barcelona, was teammates with Jabari Parker last season, but now you're starting to see over the last couple of weeks G League players. We have a couple that have committed to schools. You're seeing others that are exploring the idea of going and playing college basketball. What do you make of where we're at, especially with the idea of guys going from the G League back to college basketball?
Look, I think right now that most of the guys exploring the G League route are guys that got sort of stuck in a changing landscape. Mm-hmm. They picked the G League or Overtime Elite right as NIL was starting to become a thing, and essentially made a really bad decision once the rules changed. And if those guys want to come play 1 or 2 years of college basketball while they're within the 5-year window of college graduation or high school graduation, I don't think that's the end of the world. I don't think it's very different from the European model that you see a lot of guys use. Like most guys coming from Europe at this point are pros. A lot of them are older pros. Most of them get multiple years. Mm-hmm. If London Johnson wants to come to Louisville and have 2 years, I don't think that's the end of the world. No. I do think there's going to have to be a line drawn here somewhere. I'd like it to be if you played an NBA game. That feels to me like a line in the sand. I also think we need to be hard and fast with that 5-year count. Mm-hmm. Right? As soon as you graduate high school, you have 5 years, do whatever you want. But, some of these guys who are 23, 24, 25, who are still exploring this, like, it feels messy to me. And I tell you, like, this is only just beginning based on the phone calls and texts that I'm receiving about guys who are at least exploring this, right? Guys who have I know of a guy who was on an NBA roster 3 weeks ago who is actively trying to come to college basketball right now. I won't name his name right now. I'm not sure he will be eligible, but everybody's going to try because the money's better than just about anywhere but the NBA.
Yeah, well, and that's the key word, exploring. It doesn't mean that these guys are going to come and be able to play college basketball.
Well, if you lawyer up, you got a real chance to win.
Sure.
Exactly. Right, and I think that's basically what the philosophy is. Number one, the NCAA doesn't really want to fight a lot of battles right now, and so you're going to push the envelope and see what they'll let through. And if they don't let you through, okay, let's just toss out a temporary injunction in court and see if we can get somewhere. If we get it, great, and if not, all right, I'll go back to Europe and make $200,000.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, should the Tigers be pursuing that with Dane Danger as we speak?
I think Dane is probably a little bit more complicated because his eligibility situation is a little bit different. But, yeah, look, if you have a wide imagination, you can find a path for just about anyone to be eligible for college basketball, and I would not tell any school not to at least explore their options.
And the worst thing they can tell you is no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with Louisville. I mean, they're catching a lot of heat for going out and signing this G League guy. How are they catching heat? I mean, I give them credit for going out there. If it's something that they're able to do, might as well take advantage.
If you're not mad at Vandy over Pavia, you can't be mad at Louisville.
No, definitely not. So.
Correct.
But we'll see. Monday is opening day. I know you do a lot of work with Field of 68. They're having the all-day action starting at 7 a.m., so I know we're really excited to see some early morning basketball, and always glad to have you back with us. It's going to be a fun season, Kevin. Enjoy your weekend, the rest of your week, and we'll do it again next Wednesday.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you so much, Kevin Sweeney, and it is here.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, just a couple days away from ball going up in the air and these games actually mattering and going down in the record book.
All right, I get this email today of a lot of odds for all the players of the year.
Mm-hmm.
There's the John Wooden Award for our player of the year.
Sure.
Bob Cousy, point guard of the year. Carl Malone, power forward of the year. Are you aware of all these so far?
Definitely.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, center of the year.
Uh-huh.
You knew that one?
Absolutely.
Julius Erving, small forward of the year.
Yeah, I knew about that one.
I love Dr. J. He played 1 year on the varsity at UMass. He's got a trophy, okay?
Yeah, I forgot. I think there might have been a Tiger that was up for that a couple years ago, or on the watch list or something like that.
It sure was.
Yeah, I think so.
Jerry West Award, shooting guard of the year. Wayman Tisdale Award, the late great Wayman Tisdale, and at Oklahoma. There's so many fascinating things about that campus and those people, but a lot of murals on campus of star football players and basketball, including Wayman, the late Wayman Tisdale. Freshman of the Year Award for Wayman Tisdale.
Okay, I was about to ask, what is his award? I didn't know that was the name.
And I'm trying to think, was he a freshman the same year or the year after of Keith Lee? And there was no comparison. One of the great freshman seasons in the history of college football or basketball was Keith Lee from Left Memphis.
Definitely. Hey, he should be the name for the freshman of the year. Why not?
Yeah, I know what they went on to in the pros, but Wayman Tisdale's pro career, well, it was better than Keith Lee's.
Sure.
But it wasn't that great. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing.
But Keith Lee's first year as a Tiger, look out.
Yeah, I've certainly heard stories about that. I know
They're
about
real.
about those seasons. So yeah, I mean, but do we have any good names on any of those lists?
Every name you can think of.
Of course, everybody's on there, right?
I mean, a lot of them I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's the
for point guard of the year though. The Bob Cousy Award. It's a lot of local. Acuff at Arkansas, Philon at Bama, Hubbard at State.
Yep, that makes sense. There's a lot of really
Gillespie
good.
at UT.
Yeah, a lot of really good. I think Gillespie's going to be really good at UT this year.
PJ Haggerty, second best odds for Jerry West Award.
Okay, well, yeah, makes sense. Was an All-American last year and was one of the few All-Americans that returned to college basketball. So, he should be on a lot of these lists, and we'll see what he does at Kansas State this year.
One night at a Grizzlies game years ago, it was FedEx Forum, but it was early in the FedEx Forum days, and a guy came through in a throwback jersey of 32 Massachusetts.
Okay.
And it was for Dr. J.
Yeah.
I said, best jersey I've ever seen on anybody.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that jersey. Just
only rivaled by one night at the big Lakers show that rolls in Friday night. Saw a Lower Marion.
Oh, those are good.
You've seen those?
Oh yeah, those are popular. I've not seen the UMass jerseys.
Jay Will one night on the sideline sporting a 32 Jim Brown.
Oh wow,
Cleveland Browns jersey.
Oh, that's cool. That's really good. Yeah, no, there's some. You can find some really good throwback jerseys. And they're
saw Larry Finch Memphis Tams one night that was really good.
That's really good. Wow. That might top everything because very kind of local.
I pushed through people to tell the guy great jersey.
That's awesome. That is a really cool jersey. Well, it was fun having Kevin Sweeney on. We're gonna have him throughout the entire season until one shining moment. So I know we're really excited to have him back with us talking college basketball. We need to get to a break here in a second, but before we do that, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984, and their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out the 2025 models like the 2025 Range Rover Sport, the 2025 Range Rover Velar, and the 2025 Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender, available in multiple models to fit your needs. The Defender is built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online to jaguarbluffcity.com, but head out there, test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince, for Bluff City Jaguar. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Minute Hall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. They're going to be out here for a little bit longer, working with this accident that happened earlier on 40 West at 240, right there in that Midtown interchange. And sad traffic a little bit slow here in the last few minutes as it builds now, trying to get south of Memphis on the interstate with that volume on 55 down through South Haven. Weimer's Jewelry is your full-service, family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Stop by. See them tonight at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back in Sports Time, Bryant and Brett with you. We got to talk about what's trending and a lot of things trending today. But I saw this earlier, and I don't know if this was, I guess it was a question, because I guess it's always a question, but it's being reported that Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups will not receive NBA salaries while on leave for gambling cases. I guess you have to put that out there, but like, kind of assume, like, if you're being accused of, especially Terry Rozier, like, if you're being accused of taking yourself out.
We got that one, Sherlock.
Yeah, like I thought that was I didn't know we needed the tweets, and I saw it running at the bottom on ESPN. I just thought that was going to be common knowledge. Speaking of ESPN, this is the first time, because I missed it last week when they had their first one, but this is the first time I'm seeing Inside the NBA on ESPN, which is cool. I'm all for it.
Shock value or okay or good or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about it is it looks the exact same, other than the circle in the middle says ESPN instead of TNT. So, like, if I walked into the room right now and I, had been in a coma or something like that, I'd think the TV's on TNT. I'd probably be like, why is ESPN in the middle there? But everything looks the same, so I don't think there's any shock value there, because they've kind of kept everything the same.
I saw it last. Well, I was at the game last Wednesday, so I know I didn't.
Yeah, no, so you wouldn't have seen it. I don't know why I didn't watch it. I like
Can you imagine being so good at what you're doing that you bring the whole cast and all the people behind the scenes, they move the whole kit and caboodle with them.
That's massive, and it's good. And like you
said, here's our price.
Sure. I mean, like you said, it's obviously we focus on the guys that are at the desk because we see them all the time. But you're right, it's a lot more people that go into it than that. And there was a while there where there was a lot of uncertainty. I mean, there was a time there where we thought we were losing inside the NBA and that we were watching the last season of it. I think last year we kind of did the whole.
I think they thought it.
I think everybody thought it, and so I remember us at the beginning of the season being like, man, last year of inside the NBA. And so, not just for those guys, I mean, look, those guys are going to be fine whether ESPN picked up Inside the NBA or not, but for everyone else associated with the show, really cool.
Yeah, I don't think Shaq's sweating the light bill.
No. Shaq, Charles, they're good. They're not worried about whether they're doing Inside the NBA or not, but it is cool to see it, and they're talking to the dynamic duo for the 76ers right now. Have you seen the nickname for them right now? VJ Max.
Oh,
what do you think about that? Like TJ Maxx?
So, I like it a lot.
Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, they're really good. They had to come back to win last night on the road against the Wizards.
And Edgecombe's stat line wasn't great last night, but it was good.
It was really good.
What 14?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, especially I know he had the big numbers, but let's all remember he's still a rookie. Like he's gonna have bad nights. Yeah, so
but getting around.
No, definitely is. But I saw I guess it was ESPN earlier today. They had the preseason odds and the current odds for Rookie of the Year. And preseason, it was like Cooper Flagg minus 2,000. And now, today, it is Cooper Flagg. I think they showed it plus 115 to win Rookie of the Year. VJ Edgecombe plus 110. So VJ Edgecombe has passed Cooper Flagg.
1 week we got a battle.
1 week we have a battle. I guess here in a couple months we'll know if that was a little too quick on the gun or if that's real. But so far it's been fun.
The team they were able to demand their price and move completely. A friend of mine, very nicely joking, asked me with all the buyout stuff. He said, "Sure. Well, Brett, what would you be your buyout?" I said, "Clean the office out in the next hour, and I don't have an office."
Well, yeah,
that would be my buyout.
That will absolutely do it.
But look at our brilliance, Brian. We talked about Ohtani in the bullpen. Now I see the headline: Dodgers make changes. Ohtani offers bullpen help.
Really? Oh, wow. Interesting.
We were out there late August, early September on that one for at some point in the postseason.
Yeah, and I think especially when you're...
and I think that will be his pitching future.
Yeah, I think it probably should be. And look, he is a good
But how do you go get him loose other than if he's the DH? And even with that... It's time to get a bat in your hand. Yeah. You're up next.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. That's definitely the hurdle you have to get over of kind of what do the logistics look of this, because you got to have his bat in the lineup, and he's a good, not great pitcher, I think, but a really good pitcher. And so I wouldn't mind at all if you could tap into 2-3 innings out of the bullpen from him. Then I think you go for it. Now the thing is he able to do kind of a regular bullpen load, or is he going to need more time of rest than most bullpen guys do? Because I know, especially early in his career, I think it's gotten a little bit better now. And I mean, we really don't know because of the injury, but it was extended rest for him as a starter. And so when he was with the Angels, I mean, it was not a regular rotation for the Angels. It was like a regular rotation until you got to Shohei. Then you would have, kind of a bullpen game, and then it would be Shohei. And that was kind of like an every week thing. So out of the bullpen, are you able to call on him as much as you would want to call on a bullpen arm, or does he need more rest?
Yeah, I don't know that he would be the ninth inning guy every night.
No, definitely not. But I mean, you've got those guys that come in every 2 nights or maybe even every night and gives you the 7th and the 8th inning. Can he do that, or is he going to need 3 nights rest, 2 nights rest before he can go out there again? And so do you want to, use a bullpen spot on that? I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good idea, but I think there's a lot of questions to it as well.
So the governor of Louisiana, he speaks. The AD's not going to make the hire. Who fires the next guy if you have to fire him?
I mean, the governor already did it once. What stops him again?
Yes,
I mean, it feels like he is saying, "I have all the power here, and I'm gonna kind of flex my muscle." I mean, it's crazy. We were talking about it. I mean, what are you doing as the athletic director if you're not hiring the football coach at LSU? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And for the governor to come in and say, I'm gonna kind of run this, like, I know you said he said that it's going to be some board that hires it, but I mean, like, you're telling me
he's in charge of that.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
the board of supervisors or trustees,
like,
whatever they call
it.
it.
If he's not letting the AD pick it, like, you think he's just giving it to a board and saying, "Have at it, boys"? Like, I mean, he's going to have a big hand in this.
I'm trying to think, what other state could the governor be that out front for a school? It would have to be the governor couldn't do it in Mississippi because, and I think the board, what do they call it? I think they call it the state college board. That's not just for Ole Miss or State or Southern. That's for everyone. It's for Alcorn. It's for Mississippi Valley. It's for all the others. Alabama, you can't because of the Auburn-Alabama dynamic. Arkansas could.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a state that only has one power conference school in it, because it's very easy at that point to...
Missouri could.
Sure, yeah, Missouri absolutely
could. And they've kind of wielded that power on writing NIL.
No, they absolutely have. They were kind of out front in there saying if you're in state and commit to the state college, you get NIL.
It gets you in trouble politically.
Oh, definitely.
In a lot of places. Definitely. In Oklahoma, you couldn't.
No, so yeah, in terms of kind of this area, I think Missouri... That's probably about it.
Outside of our area, maybe Illinois.
Yeah, maybe. North Dakota could do it easily. South Dakota could do it easily.
Well, no, they got the other ones in. There's North Dakota, North Dakota State.
Yeah, I forgot about
South
that.
Dakota.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, and those are big time programs up there. So you can't do that.
But that football program that has been. Operated out of the governor's office for close to 100 years.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's not many places you can do it. I mean, I think we just kind of listed it off, and maybe 2 or 3 others in the entire country could do that. Hawaii could do it. Oh, yeah. I mean, Hawaii certainly could pull it off. That's exactly right. Yeah. Are you?
I'm all in for Hawaii.
But you want the governor to make decisions for the University of Hawaii?
Well, I think the governor's actually the one that okayed the Aloha Stadium remake.
That's different. That's stadium. I mean, please.
Good for him. They needed it.
They did need it.
22,500 seat. Done in March of 2029.
All right, you're cut off. That's enough Hawaii talk for today.
Oh, yeah, that's plenty.
With the ability for it to expand any at all?
Oh, I think so.
And the original Aloha Stadium was built not just for University of Hawaii, but also to host, as it did forever, the Pro Bowl, and they had a AAA baseball team playing.
Yeah. All right. Have y'all gotten out the Hawaii Stadium talk? I mean, I didn't know we were going to go this long on Hawaii Stadium.
Hey, why are you hating, man?
I'm not hating. I'm just saying. I mean, I was just, look. I don't know.
Go Bows.
Go Bows. We're going bowling.
Clip that. You're going to need that at some point. A Go Bows out of...
It's going to be my new text tone.
There you go. There you go. Brett saying Go Bows. I love it. Just since we're talking crazy about college football, my social media is now flooded with it. But did you hear what Reese Davis said yesterday about future potential college game day sites?
In 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after.
Yes, that's right. He said they were asking him about other group of 5 spots, and he said, hey, go further than that, and brought up the Battle of the Ravine over in Arkansas between Henderson State and Ouachita Baptist. And now those two universities, athletic departments, fan bases have been ballistic about let's get game day here. I think very unlikely, but I love seeing it.
Well, let's look at their competition for Saturday, November 15th.
Okay, let's do it.
From the top 20. That's where the competition would come from, isn't it?
Definitely.
UCLA at Ohio State, no. Wisconsin at IU?
No, Wisconsin's terrible. They're terrible. Wisconsin's horrible.
South Carolina at A&M?
No.
Oklahoma at Bama?
Well, let's see what
Oklahoma
does.
won at UT?
Yeah. Let's see what Oklahoma does this week.
Texas at Georgia?
Well, let's see what Texas does.
But for both of those, haven't we done that enough?
We've kind of done it. We've done it.
Florida at Ole Miss, no. Georgia Tech at BC, no. NC State at Miami, no. TCU at BYU. Notre Dame at Pitt, no. Central Florida at Texas Tech.
Maybe just to get to Texas Tech.
Yeah,
they're a big story. You haven't been there, but it's a challenge to get there.
UVA at Duke, no. Arizona at Cincinnati,
no, because they're going to Cincinnati, or they're doing Cincinnati. It's at Utah, but they're just doing Cincinnati, Utah this week.
Mississippi State at Mizzou, Michigan at Northwestern, Iowa at USC, Utah at Baylor, Memphis at East Carolina, no. New Mexico State at Reese Davis just didn't say that for chuckles.
No, it's got legs.
They're going.
It has legs. Oh, Brett, I can't promise anything right now. If they're in Arkadelphia, I might be in Arkadelphia.
That week, do we get the voice of the Ouachita Tigers on the air with us?
We absolutely
Rex Nelson.
Except Brett, I'm a Henderson State guy.
Okay.
But I'll be anytime we can talk Battle Ravine. I'm all for it. But I'm ready. So I don't know. I won't tell them that though. We'll leave that out of the equation. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. It's certainly a very old rivalry, a very cool rivalry.
And that's a change of pace at that time.
Sure, yeah.
I think it was this weekend they went to Jackson State a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, usually they kind of do that change of pace. Usually it's an FCS, big time game where they switch it up and go there. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be, it'd be really cool, and maybe something that has legs, and we'll see it. Before we get to a break, we talked earlier about Grizzlies Suns. Do the Grizzlies pick up a road win tonight?
Yes.
All right. I think so, too. I think they got a really good chance. A 1.5-point favorite last time I saw. I don't know.
How many times have Grizzlies be road favorites?
Yeah, no, it's haven't been a lot. And I think that is definitely reflective of where the Suns are right now. Still haven't seen anything about Jalen Green on if he's trending to playing or not playing. But right now, it's moved to a 2.5-point favorite, the Grizzlies are. How about this, Brad? I didn't even know this. We got NBA on right now. Hey, good Lord.
Yeah, 5:30 start.
Rockets and Red. Why? Why in the world? Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, Toronto's trying to get the game over with so they can watch the World Series. Makes sense. I saw that earlier and I forgot about it. I was like, why in the world are we playing a 5:30 basketball game? But I just didn't think about it hard enough because that makes plenty of sense. Well, let's get to our final break of the day. And when we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Moe's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, it's Colin. Some big news from our friends at Verizon. Right now, you can bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. With Verizon, everybody in the family can mix and match their plans and lock in a low price for 3 years with My Plan. Plus, everybody gets the same great phone deals when they trade in an eligible phone in any condition on My Plan. That means new and existing customers. That's more reasons to save and more reasons to switch. So don't wait. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store today, and they'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root metrics. Root score report dated first half 2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. 3-year price lock applies to the current base monthly rate. Additional terms apply to promotional offers.
It's time to get your Volkswagen on at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. So fall on in and get some cool deals. Like 2025 Taos S, we Gossett $219 a month. If you love Volkswagen Jetta, then you'll love 2025 Jetta S. We Gossett at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike $228 a month. Plus 2026 Atlas SE, we Gossett just $299 a month. That's Taos S $219 a month, Jetta S $228 a month, and Atlas SE $299 a month. So come get your Volkswagen on today and get ready to ride with a great deal at Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at GossettDWMemphis.com. If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Volkswagen.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles, 25 cents excess mileage. Taos SMO 58885, MSRP 27011. Get a TM 005137, MSRP 25820. Atlas TC 515,398, MSRP 41841. Includes all rebates and incentives. 895 PF. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Must finance through Volkswagen Financial Services. Valid through 10/31/25.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Say you stand by your man. Tell me something.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch Time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today is that the Grizzlies are back in action tonight after that loss Monday against the Golden State Warriors. It's another road game, and it will be the second road game of the season for the Grizzlies. How do they look against this Suns team that we really haven't seen much of them 4 games into the season, but going into the year, there was no mistake about it. As a collective, everyone said this Suns team is not going to be very good. So can the Grizzlies get that road win? We know the injuries are still there. Santi Aldama, the newest addition as a game-time decision, but you know you have John Moran out there, you know you have Jaren Jackson out there, and when you have those two guys out there, you have a shot. Right now, 2.5-point favorite. We'll see if they can get the job done tonight.
That's what I learned today. Grizzlies 2-2 need to get this one at Phoenix. The Suns 1-3 and kind of remodeling. First of 3 this year, only 3 this year against Phoenix in Memphis on January 7th and again on March 30th. So only trip to the Valley of the Sun this year. Our old buddy Dylan Brooks with Phoenix. And they are led by a superstar in Devin Booker.
Yes, they are. Should be a lot of fun tonight at 9 o'clock. What I could have done without this, the news that we got during today's show that the Louisiana governor said LSU athletic director will not make the hire for the new head coach, which, look, I can understand if you're not happy at his previous selections, but maybe that's a question of you need to say, hey, university, maybe look at who you have as your athletic director. But just to say that our athletic director, the guy who, one of the big jobs of being athletic director is hiring and firing head coaches, especially football coaches, isn't making that decision is just very weird. This whole situation has been weird. From all the stories that came out Sunday that led to Brian Kelly's firing to now, it's been very strange.
Isn't it fair to ask somebody, Scott Woodward, does he hire the baseball coach? Because that's a prominent position there.
It absolutely is.
Women's basketball coach, Coach Mulkey.
No, I mean, definitely.
Men's basketball.
Men's basketball.
What's he in charge of?
I mean, if you're not letting him hire football, look, SEC's tough in every single league, and you're wanting to win championships in every single sport. So, I think you have questions all around now.
I could do without these. I'm ready to get to the end of all these make-up fake but college basketball games. I know a lot of good causes out there. We had one here, but here's what I want. They're going to expand the schedule, right?
Yep.
Eliminate these. Eliminate these, and opening night is opening night, no warm-ups.
Sure.
Because they're practicing year-round now. There's no October 15th Midnight Madness anymore in these games.
Yeah, and I think that is part of the goal of expanding the season. Maybe you expand it a little bit more, because, I would love, we saw Tennessee and Duke in an exhibition game. Let's make that a regular season non-conference game.
Like
I think
Razorbacks in Memphis.
Yeah, but there's a reason that those matchups are exhibition and not real games, because a lot of those coaches don't want to meet in those type of games when it matters. So who knows, but there definitely are changes coming to how scheduling is in college basketball. Where are you beaming tonight?
Game 5 of the World Series. Toronto, they have fought Harjusevich versus Toronto versus Snell for the Dodgers. I'm for Toronto, if for no other reason, Dan Shulman, very well known as the play-by-play guy with Dick Vitale for years, but the TV voice of Toronto, and his son is the radio voice.
Really? I didn't know that. I knew he was TV, but I did not know his son was involved. Interesting.
I think that's right.
Wow, that is crazy. Well, I wouldn't know either way, so it's news to me. But yeah, being me,
you scared me when you looked at me like that. I think that's right.
No, look, don't make me question you, because I could not tell you who does the radio broadcast for the Blue Jays in a million years. So I'm sure you are right. I just don't know. But yeah, being me to this game as well. Game 5, Blue Jays Dodgers. You got a young pitcher for the Blue Jays against a veteran for the Dodgers. Should be a lot of fun. 10
NBA games tonight. Houston at Toronto. It's already rolling. We know why. And Lakers at Minnesota on ESPN. And they're out there. 2 college football games, if you want.
That's right. Yeah, college football tonight. How about that? I mean, Jackson State, Middle Tennessee, FIU, Missouri State.
Got anything on it?
Not yet. I'm sure I will. First game doesn't start till 6:30. I got plenty of time to get the bets in. But yeah, should be a lot of fun tonight. You got the Grizzlies later tonight in Phoenix. 9 o'clock start for them. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy all the action. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.